Chapter 651. Song Shiyu rushed into her room worriedly. Xiaoya, what's wrong? Baiya pointed outside the window. There was a shadow flashing by just now. I really saw it. That person was lying on the window like a spider. Zhang Xingyu heard the noise and ran over. Someone's there? Our people probably didn't see it. Otherwise, they would have reported it to me. I'll get them to look for it now. Don't. Baiya quickly calmed down. Many thoughts flashed through her mind. She needed time to organize herself. She couldn't be as careless as before. You told our people not to move. Maybe someone didn't leave after they came in at noon. They purposely hid to test the situation. After all, we checked them clearly when they came, but we didn't check them clearly when they left. Baiya analyzed. Zhang Xingyu lowered her head apologetically. I've overlooked it. Please punish me. Anyone can overlook something, but it'll lead to a bad outcome. From today onwards, we can't overlook anything. Fill the outside with cameras too, Baiya ordered. Okay. I'll go check the surveillance first. If I remember correctly, there are surveillance cameras that can capture something outside the window, Baiya said and stood up. She went to the library to check the surveillance cameras. Zhang Xingyu was worried that someone was hiding in the room. She followed Baiya to the library. Baiya checked all the surveillance cameras. She stared at the black shadow on the screen and said, that person didn't come in. For safety's sake, get someone to check again. Make sure that the room isn't bugged. Okay. Zhang Xingyu immediately made the call. Baiya sat in front of the computer and was deep in thought. Xiaoya, is there anything I can help you with? Song Shiyu asked worriedly. Baiya shook her head. Thank you, Mom. I'm sorry to have made you worry. There's no need to thank me. We're a family. You don't look too well recently. You must be upset about what happened to Lin Shulan. I'll cook some nutritious porridge for you. Even if you don't eat it, the child still has to eat it, Song Shiyu said gently. Baiya smiled and nodded. Okay. Song Shiyu turned around and left. Baiya was still staring blankly at the screen. The man on the window was wearing a mask and a blindfold. He was armed to the teeth and had a seatbelt around his waist. There were no devices in his hands. It didn't look like he wanted to open the window. Moreover, he stayed at the window for a full 6 minutes without moving at all. Madam. Zhang Xingyu also called out, waiting for Baiya's instructions. If our people didn't discover him, I'm guessing he's still in our blind spot, Baiya said. Could it be the roof? But someone was staring at the roof and didn't notice anything strange, Zhang Xingyu said in confusion. He's wearing black clothes, but it's daytime now. So he should be hiding in the area with the black tiles on the roof. If I remember correctly, there's an air vent that leads to the attic. Usually no one goes up to the attic. He's very skilled. He's likely to be carrying a gun and an explosive weapon. Guns and explosive weapons, Baiya reminded. If he's carrying a very powerful explosive weapon, he might blow up the entire villa. It's best that you leave safely now, madam. Zhang Xingyu was worried. If we leave openly now, we might anger that person. There's a safe passage here. I can hide in there just in case. Let the people from the Dark Shadow and Lung Shuang evacuate first. Remember, when you evacuate, be careful. Don't let him discover you. Choose the attic, Baiya reminded. No, if we evacuate, you'll be in danger without anyone to protect you. Also, someone has to catch him. I'll go, Zhang Xingyu volunteered. Catching that man was more dangerous than disarming a bomb. It was a narrow escape. Baiya couldn't bear to do it. Other than Lin Shulan, Zhang Xingyu was the closest to her among the soldiers. She couldn't bear to let the other soldiers go. After we evacuate, throw the walkie-talkies and phones into the attic, and come to the library immediately, Baiya ordered. Aren't we going to catch that person? Zhang Xingyu asked in confusion. That person, whether it's Sheng Dongcheng or Zhuo Chuani, once he's discovered, he won't be able to live. There's no point in catching him. Just do as I say, Baiya ordered. All right. Zhang Xingyu had no other choice but to do as Baiya said. An hour later, the people from the Dark Shadow and Lung Shuang retreated to the security area. Zhang Xingyu appeared in the library. Seeing that there was no one there, he shouted, Madam, madam. I'm here, Baiya said. Zhang Xingyu looked for the source of the voice and saw Bai Ye and Song Shiyu hiding at the entrance of the tunnel. "Come up," Bai Ye shouted. "Oh." Zhang Xingyu climbed up in surprise. So there was a secret tunnel here. Bai Ye covered the entrance. "Is it done?" Zhang Xingyu nodded. "It's done. What do we do next?" Bai Ye turned on the walkie-talkie and said, "I know you're here. Don't be afraid and panic. If I wanted to catch you, I would have caught you long ago. I know you have a mission to complete." The other party didn't say anything, but Bai Ye could vaguely hear the breath on the other end and knew that he was listening. "My husband used to be a special forces soldier. He was an amazing person. He didn't rely on his family's power and started from the bottom. He reached a height that many people were afraid of, but he died under a bullet. I used to hate his job. After all, women want a family and a life, but men still want passion, patriotism, and a sense of responsibility. Do you know what the mission he regretted the most was?" Bai Ye said. The other party still didn't say anything. Zhang Xingyu was a little nervous. This kind of pressure made people feel that the air was thin. Bai Ye continued. Once he received a mission from his superior. As the team leader, he led a team to rescue a political figure. In the end, his brothers and comrades died in front of him one by one. Only he and Xiaohe came back. This incident caused a lot of commotion in Country A. I think you've heard about it. When we went to investigate another case, we met Xiaohe, who was in hiding. Xiaohe said that she wasn't a spy, but my husband didn't believe her. Only he and Xiaohe survived. Xiaohe escaped and Zhou Hailan came back. Zhou Hailan was my husband's first love. They went on the mission together. My husband saw with his own eyes that she was engulfed in the fire to protect the political figure. In the end, she came back safe and sound. She even gave birth to a child with him. After 5 years, the truth of the matter was revealed. It turned out that the mission was fake. The goal was to kill a group of people who knew the secret. The mastermind was Sheng Dongcheng. Chapter 652. I don't know, but I have the desire to talk to you, you know? My husband often felt sorry for his dead comrades. He blamed himself until he died. Before he died, he told me to take revenge for his dead comrades. Bai Ye paused. The other party paused too. He didn't say anything, but he didn't hang up either. Silence wasn't a good thing. Bai Ye continued. You could have killed me. I was careless today, but you didn't. I think you should be a person with ideas, passion, and a sense of justice. You don't have to flatter me, the man said. Bai Ye smiled. Because you didn't kill me, if you have any requests, I will try my best to help you. I saw your men retreat, the man said in a deep voice. Bai Ye was slightly shocked. This man's observation and sharpness were stronger than she had imagined. However, she heaved a sigh of relief. He either wasn't a heartless person, or he didn't have a bomb. She didn't deny it. I'm worried that you're a death warrior. These comrades follow me and protect me. They have families, friends, and lives. I don't want them to die just like this. Their families will be sad because of me. It's not worth it for them to die like this. You're right. I'm a death warrior. If the bomb on me explodes, everything within a kilometer will be flattened. Your soldiers will only be safe if they retreat to the gate. I asked them to retreat to the gate. If you don't explode it, the person behind you won't let you go, Bai Ye guessed. I'm not from your country. He changed the topic. An idea flashed through Bai Ye's mind. She blurted out, LV Bowie. You know me? LV Bowie was surprised. I already knew that you were the murderer who killed Minister Zheng. I checked your information. If I'm not wrong, Zhuqiuani planted a listening and detonating device in your teeth, Bai Ye said worriedly. I took it off and destroyed it 10 minutes ago. Can I see you? LV Bowie asked. Bai Ye hesitated. Madam, please don't. We can guarantee our safety if we don't go out now. It's too dangerous to go out. What if his mission is to kill you and he's lying to you? Zhang Xingyu advised. LV Bowie sneered. Indeed, you can choose not to come out. If I didn't complete my mission, I would have died. Bai Ye pondered for 3 seconds. Come to the hall now. I'll go to the hall, Bai Ye said and turned off the walkie-talkie. Madam, please don't. He's too dangerous. He could cut off Minister Zheng's head with a single slash. I'm no match for him. I won't be able to protect you, Zhang Xingyu said. I believe that if he wanted to kill me, he would have already killed me, Baiya said calmly. He was hiding behind the window. With his brute force, he could have easily opened the window and killed me before you came in, but he didn't. This kind of desperado can change his mind at any time. Maybe he wants to kill again? It's too dangerous. I can't let you go. Zhang Xingyu stood in front of Baiya. But he might have something we need. He's not a brainless person. Trust my judgment, Zhang Xingyu. Baiya looked at Zhang Xingyu with determination. Zhang Xingyu thought for a while, and turned to the side. He put down the ladder. I'll have the sniper ready outside. He'll protect your safety with his life. Don't go out. Take care of my mother-in-law. Madam, you're going alone? Zhang Xingyu was not calm. If something happens to you, the chief will blame me. Baiya was very calm. If there's a 1 in 10,000 chance that something happened to me, pass the recording on the walkie-talkie and the surveillance footage on my phone to Leng Shuo. She handed her phone to Zhang Xingyu. You know the password? No. This is an order. Baiya said domineeringly. Zhang Xingyu looked at Baiya. He was so anxious that his eyes turned red. Baiya smiled. Also take care of Lin Shulan. She likes you. Zhang Xingyu was stunned. Baiya went down the ladder. She gathered her clothes and walked to the door. Zhang Xingyu was still worried and wanted to go out. Song Shiyu held Zhang Xingyu's arm. Listen to her. She knows what she's doing. Zhang Xingyu nodded helplessly. When Baiya arrived at the living room, LV Bowie had not come down yet. She made a cup of coffee calmly and placed it in front of her. She poured herself a glass of water and took a sip. I hope you understand. My sniper is outside. But don't worry. They won't shoot unless it's absolutely necessary. LV Bowie slowly walked down the stairs. He was still fully armed and sized up Baiya. Baiya looked at him too. There was no fear in her eyes. Her heart was as calm as still water. Drink the coffee while it's hot. You're brave. LV Bowie said. He was still scrutinizing Baiya. Because there are people I love in my heart, I can be invincible. I think what I'm doing is right. Even if I die, at least I'm working hard every day. Although there are regrets, I'm not letting myself down, Baiya said honestly. During a mission, a terrorist organization captured my wife and children. They forced me to compromise and hand over the biochemical weapon. I didn't hand it over, so they killed my wife and children. I guessed that there was a traitor in our team. Otherwise, how could the terrorist organization capture my wife and children? This was a secret mission. When I handed over the weapon, I was careful. The one I handed over was fake. As expected, my superior opened the biochemical bottle and wanted to use us on the mission as an experiment. I killed my superior and escaped with my brothers. I wanted to report to the people above me, but one of my brothers told me before he died that the person behind the scenes was not only my superior. There were people above me. I started from the terrorist organization and found out that the terrorist organization was in country. Zhuochuani found me. He was introduced to me by one of my brothers. Zhuochuani promised me that as long as I helped him, he would help me find the terrorist organization and find the person behind it. But I found out that there was something wrong with my brother. He secretly called back to America. I checked the number. The number was encrypted, LV Bowie said. Chapter 653. So, you want me to help you find this terrorist organization and the person behind it? Baiya guessed. There's one more important thing. Actually, I've learned some things about you over the past 2 days. I feel that, so far, only you are worthy of my trust. What? I know that many countries are researching biochemical weapons. When I first received the mission, I resolutely went. When I obtained the biochemical weapons, I also learned one thing. In order to prevent the information on these biochemical weapons from leaking, they killed the researchers. However, when I received the biochemical weapons, I also learned one thing. However, 2 of the researchers were very smart. They predicted that this would happen and ran away before the biochemical weapon was successfully developed. One of them took away all the information at that time, and the other one was the smartest and most talented person among them. This person came to your country. Su Jiran flashed in Baiya's mind. She remembered that Su Jiran had started researching biochemical weapons 2 years ago. You said that the person who came to a country was the smartest and most talented one? Yes, the whereabouts of the other one is unknown, although the information he took away was not complete, and their research team later used another 2 years to develop a finished product. I'm worried that one day, that person will develop a biochemical weapon. Is this biochemical weapon very lethal? Baiya asked worriedly. Have you heard of superviruses? There are a few cases in your country. Long-term use of antibiotics will make the germs in the body more tenacious, and then no medicine can treat it. Baiya used to be a doctor. She had heard this news a few years ago. She nodded and corrected him. There is such news, saying that the germs are constantly evolving, but in the future, there will be no medicine to treat the supervirus. It's just an expert prediction. This biochemical weapon is the 5S germs. The incubation period is 3 days. After 3 days, the 7 apertures will slowly bleed, and the germs will die within 5 days. It will spread, and it's very dangerous, LV Bowie said solemnly. Baiya was stunned. Super virus. Is there an antidote? Yes, they developed it, and it's also in my hands. But I'm worried that these germs will eventually evolve into the 6S germs. Can the high temperature kill it? Baiya was also worried. The higher the temperature, the more active it is. It can make a person's body temperature reach 56 degrees Celsius. The only way to kill it is to destroy it with a freezing temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius. Firstly, I don't have such equipment. Secondly, someone can develop it again. So, it's useless even if I destroy it. What do you want me to do? Baiya had a vague idea. Develop the antidote. Not only the 6S antidote, but also the 7S antidote to prevent a global biohazard crisis. LV Bowie said solemnly. Baiya actually did not want to accept such a heavy task. Her own task was heavy enough. However, this mission would also endanger their friends and family. No matter who it was, as long as they had the ability, they would be duty-bound. I will do my best to develop the antidote. As for the biochemical weapon, I suggest that we destroy it to avoid any accidents that might lead to an unmanageable outcome. LV Bowie nodded. He passed the bullet necklace hanging around his neck to Baiya. He opened the bullet, and inside was a key. Do you have a pen and paper? Baiya gave him a pen and paper. He wrote down the address and showed it to Baiya. Do you remember it? LV Bowie asked. Yes. I'll leave this to you. The white bottle is the antidote, and the red bottle is the biochemical weapon, LV Bowie said. Baiya nodded. Her gaze was heavy and solemn. LV Bowie took out a lighter and burned the note. You didn't complete the mission this time. Zwichiwani won't let you go. What are you going to do? Baiya asked. I'm on the run. I'm used to it anyway. I'll continue to look for that terrorist organization and find the person behind it. After I give it to you, I won't have anything to worry about. LV Bowie said and chuckled. Be careful. If Zwichiwani can't kill you once, there will be a second time. Thank you for your reminder. I'll try not to give him a second chance. If you need help, you can come back and find me. I'll give you my phone number, Baiya said. She quickly wrote down her phone number on the paper and passed it to LV Bowie. I'll remember that. See you later. He quickly walked out of the room. Baiya was still sitting in his seat, spacing out. Zhang Xingyu and Song Shiyu saw everything through the surveillance camera on Baiya's phone. With great power comes great responsibility. If Lingqing knows about this, he'll accept it too, Song Shiyu comforted Baiya. Baiya nodded. Yes, if it's Lingqing, he'll accept it too. We don't have time to deal with this yet. Looks like Zwichiwani is more afraid of me. He's more dangerous than Sheng Dongcheng. What should we do? Should I ask Chief Lung to send more people? Zhang Xingyu said worriedly. Let's do that. Tell me the name of the person you've chosen. I don't want someone else's spy to sneak into my place, Baiya reminded. Yes, I'll be more careful this time, Zhang Xingyu promised. You guys do what you need to do. I'm going to rest for a while more. She was not sure if it was because she had used too much brain power or because she was pregnant, but she felt very tired today. She lay on the bed to rest and stared at the ceiling in a daze. Her phone rang. She saw that it was Sheniyan who picked up the call. Baya, we've unanimously agreed to let you enter the cabinet later. No one dares to target your website now. You can finally show off your skills, Sheniyan said in a good mood. Baya also raised the corner of her mouth slightly. This is a good start. One more thing. Are you familiar with Xingbuhua? Sheniyan suddenly asked. Baya was silent for 3 seconds. What do you mean familiar? What do you mean not familiar? His face is exactly the same as Gu Lingqing's. It's easy for me to hallucinate and feel a sense of familiarity. Sometimes I really think that he's Gu Lingqing, but his personality is completely different from Gu Lingqing's. He's very distant and doesn't really talk to me. I don't dare to talk to him too much, because I'm afraid that I'll fall into my imagination. He got into an argument with Zhuqiuani today. I happened to pass by and heard him say that he wants to pursue you, Sheniyan said. What? Baya was surprised. Regarding this problem, she had discussed it with Xingbuhua previously. In order to let Zhuqiuani and Sheng Dongqing lower their guard against her, Xingbuhua allowed her to date someone. Moreover, they had agreed that it would be someone that he could trust. Why did it suddenly become him? Because they had discussed whether it was him or not. If it was Xingbuhua who pursued her, it would be equivalent to making Zhuqiuani and the others fear him even more. It would not be suitable for him to hide. Chapter 654. I envy his guts, but it's not rational to say it in front of Zhuqiuani. He looks like Gu Lingqing. If he pursues you, Zhuqiuani will definitely treat him as the #1 enemy. Zhuqiuani and Sheng Dongqing are both the type that would rather kill 100 innocent people than let one go. Sheniyan analyzed. I'm shocked too. I also feel very shocked. It's very sudden, Baya said as she sat up. She was flustered, but more worried than anything else. If he pursues you, will you agree? Sheniyan asked again. I need to think about it. Baya really wanted to think about it. Why would Xingbuhua suddenly say that? She hung up the phone and called Xingbuhua directly. She went straight to the point. Why did you tell Zhuqiuani that you wanted to pursue me? I can't let my woman become the target of everyone. That's too dangerous for you. Xingbuhua drove and looked ahead. Baya's heart trembled. She understood that Xingbuhua was diverting Zhuqiuani's attention so that they would deal with him directly. That way, she would have some breathing space. But she felt sorry for him. Didn't we agree on this? You stay hidden, and I'll date someone else to offset Zhuqiuani's vigilance and targeting, Baya said helplessly. That's what we discussed, but Zhuqiuani's murderous intent is too strong. I'm worried that it's too late. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I promise you. You promised me before. What happened? Baya was a little emotional. In the end, am I not still fine here? All right, I still have some things to deal with later. It's already like this. Be good, Xingbuhua coaxed. I will reject your pursuit and be with Alan. That's all. Baya hung up the phone. If she agrees to Xingbuhua's pursuit, there will be no need for Gu Lingqing to change his appearance. Zhuqiuani and Sheng Dongqing will definitely not let him go. Now is not the time for them to be together. With her and Alan together, at least with Alan's identity, Zhuqiuani and Sheng Dongqing wouldn't dare to provoke them. However, she couldn't bear to use Alan, so she had to make things clear to Alan. His phone rang. It was a series of unfamiliar numbers. Baya answered. Are you trying to piss me off? I won't allow it. Alan Sujiran, don't contact these people. Alright, it's all my fault. I was too anxious. My friend will come to a land the day after tomorrow. If you date him, Zhuqiuani and Sheng Dongqing won't dare to target you. Xingbuhua softened. He sighed and said. Baya didn't say anything and hung up the phone. She took out one of the few photo albums of Gu Lingqing and stared at him. She knew that she shouldn't doubt Xingbuhua, but she seemed to doubt him again. According to Gu Lingqing's character, if she said that she wanted to date Alan, he wouldn't say so many words and he wouldn't admit his mistake. He would rush over and kiss her with a cold face until she compromised. That kind of majesty and power was not what Xingbuhua had now. Did Gu Lingqing really change? Or she was too tired and her memory was messed up? No, she had to rest, have a good rest. She couldn't think too much, she didn't have time to think too much. She locked the photo album in the drawer and forced herself to sleep. But the more she forced herself to sleep, the more she couldn't. She couldn't sleep. She was annoyed and tired. She sat up again and covered her head with her hands. She kept convincing herself that Gu Lingqing was only doing this for her, and that he was Gu Lingqing. Knock, knock, knock. There was a knock on the door and Song Shiyu's kind voice came in. Xiaoya, are you asleep? No, Mum. Song Shiyu opened the door and held a plate with a bowl of porridge and fruit salad on it. Eat something and sleep, Song Shiyu said with a smile. Mom, is it possible that your brother's mistress has twins? Baya asked carefully. Song Shiyu shook her head. I don't think so. If it is, the child should be dead. Why are you suddenly asking this? If, and I'm saying if, Gu Lingqing changed his appearance and stood in front of you, would you be able to recognize him? Song Shiyu looked at Baya. What are you trying to say? No, nothing. I might be too tired recently, so I keep having hallucinations. Baya held her forehead and said. She should tell Song Shiyu not to worry too much. Although Song Shiyu wasn't in politics, there were still a lot of things in the company that she had to solve. Have a good rest after eating. You're talking about Xing Buhua, right? I saw that young man secretly. Although there are some differences in his words and actions, he is Lingqing. I can feel it, especially the way he looks at you. It's exactly the same as how Lingqing looks at you. You can't lie to him. Song Shiyu comforted her softly. Baya responded and lowered her head to eat the porridge. Just put it on the coffee table after you finish it. The chef and the others have left. I'll cook something delicious for you tonight. Baya nodded again. Song Shiyu turned around and left. She forced herself to eat. When she ate, the blood would concentrate in her stomach. If she ate too much, the brain would lack oxygen due to the lack of blood supply, making her sleepy. She had to make herself rest so that she wouldn't have an emotional breakdown. As soon as Xing Buhua stepped into the Xing family, Xing Shang slapped him hard on the face. Xing Buhua's face was tilted and he lowered his head. I think you're crazy. The Zhou family, the Sheng family, and the Shen family are all your opponents. Which one of them doesn't have a blood feud with you? How dare you tell Zhou Qiuani that you want to pursue Baya? Are you complaining that they don't target you? Are you living too comfortably? Xing Shang scolded him. Xing Buhua was very calm. He said without changing his expression, I have my reasons for doing this. What's your reason? Xing Shang widened his eyes and said as if he had understood everything. You're in love with Baya, so you're transferring the danger to her. You're drawing all the attention of your enemies to yourself. You're setting yourself on fire. Baya is a femme fatale. Just because I have the same face as Gu Lingqing, I'm a thorn in their side. I'm so blatant. According to Zhou Qiuani's character, he'll think that I'm not Gu Lingqing. This is a better cover, Xing Buhua explained. Only you know whether you're covering up or transferring the conflict. But this is the last time I trust you. If I find that you're still acting recklessly without caring about your own interests, I can only tell Leng Shuai your real identity. According to Leng Shuai's respect for Gu Lingqing, he should still stand on your side. I'll help you take revenge. Baya is a femme fatale. I'll kill her, Xing Shang said fiercely. Chapter 655. She's a resourceful person. Don't forget that she's now in the cabinet, and her website is protected. She'll be a good right-hand woman for me. During the meal today, she managed to sow discord between Su Zheng and Zhou Qiuani. She's as capable as I am, Xing Buhua said. Baya said. Xing Shang stared at Xing Buhua. She's very capable. If she becomes your wife one day, she'll be able to control the whole situation easily. However, you've fallen in love with her. Don't forget what you promised me. Qiu Ting will be the one to accompany you to the end of your life. You have to marry Huarui now. Xing Buhua frowned. I know what I'm doing. You've gone to provoke Zhou Qiuani publicly. Don't see Baya for the time being. Stay aloof for a while and look for her when you need her. Don't force me to use the second plan, Xing Shang threatened. Got it. Xing Buhua nodded. I'll leave now. Stay at home tonight and don't go anywhere. Qiu Ting has been causing trouble for Hua Rui recently. Give her a promise tonight. Consummate the marriage when it's time. She's been waiting for you for a long time, Xing Shang said in a commanding tone. Xing Buhua remained silent. He turned around and returned to his room. He called Baiya, but Baiya didn't pick up. He called Baiya again, but Baiya still didn't pick up. He was annoyed and upset. She didn't pick up the phone, which made his heart feel like it was burning. There was a knock on the door. Come in, Xing Buhua said impatiently. Qiu Ting walked into his room and sat on his bed with a red face. Grandpa said you have something to tell me. What do you want to hear? Xing Buhua asked expressionlessly. Grandpa said that you and Hua Rui are together because you want to become the president. Once you become the president, you will marry me. Hua Rui said sweetly and looked at Xing Buhua shyly. Hua Rui, do you like a man who can sleep with many women for the sake of power? Xing Buhua asked coldly. I know you're doing this for our future. I can accept it, but you can sleep with them, but you can't fall in love with them. That's my bottom line, Qiu Ting said seriously. Xing Buhua narrowed his eyes and said without giving him any face, You've really eaten too many retarded pills. You can go out now. What do you mean? Qiu Ting stood up anxiously and questioned. Have you fallen for Hua Rui, the most beautiful woman in country M? Xing Buhua stared at Qiu Ting and his eyes became darker and darker. Why don't you say anything? I'm right. I'll tell Grandpa now and let him decide for me. Qiu Ting wanted to go out. Xing Buhua held Qiu Ting's hand. She didn't know, but Xing Shang knew that if he refused Xing Shang's arrangement again, Xing Shang would really hurt Baiya. He wouldn't let anything happen to her, even if he had to hurt others. Will you sleep here tonight? Xing Buhua said. Ha! Sleep here? Really? Qiu Ting couldn't think straight. Come here, Xing Buhua shouted. Qiu Ting's temper disappeared. She stood in front of Xing Buhua and looked at Xing Buhua with infatuation. Xing Buhua's face looked even better when he was serious. He was more manly and charming. She had liked him since she was young. Will you tell Grandpa what I said today? Xing Buhua asked. Of course not. This is between us. I'm not stupid, Qiu Ting promised. Xing Buhua's eyes were filled with mockery. It would be strange if she didn't tell him. I've always treated you as my sister. You know, if I were you, I'd choose someone who loves me and live a good life, Xing Buhua said sincerely. Qiu Ting widened her eyes and got angry. I don't want to be your sister. I want to be your wife. Grandpa promised me. If you don't, Grandpa won't let you go. Xing Buhua gritted his teeth. He knew everything. From today onwards, you can move into my room. But you know, I'll only marry you after I stabilize my position. So don't let anyone find out about our relationship. Otherwise we'll both die. I know. I won't tell anyone. Qiu Ting was embarrassed. I'll go now. Take my luggage. She ran away quickly. Xing Buhua didn't hide his disgust. Xing Shang wanted to kill Baiya. His words had erased the respect he had for Xing Shang. He knew long ago that Xing Shang trained him to satisfy his own ambition. And Qiu Ting's real identity was Xing Shang's illegitimate daughter. He made a call. Li Zhenyan, come to my room and put on the hallucinogen. I have something for you to do. Dinner. Qiu Ting's eyes were fixed on Xing Buhua. She pursed her lips and smiled affectionately. Xing Shang saw it and smiled. Are you satisfied? Grandpa, you're making fun of me. Qiu Ting said coquettishly. But just be happy. Don't ruin Brother Hua's plan. Don't be jealous. You'll ruin the big plan if you can't bear it. Xing Shang reminded her. Okay, I got it. I'm full. I'm going to take a shower. Qiu Ting stole a glance at Xing Buhua before leaving. You made the right choice today. Listen to me. You won't go wrong. Don't let Qiu Ting down. She's sacrificed enough for you. Okay. Xing Buhua replied. I'm going back to my room too. Without waiting for Xing Shang's reply, he turned and walked up the stairs. After entering the door, he locked it. Qiu Ting looked at Xing Buhua with a blushing face. She cleared her throat and said, Shall we watch TV first? I'm going to take a shower first. You can take a shower after that. Xing Buhua said calmly. Okay. Qiu Ting nodded sweetly. She took out her sexy pajamas from her suitcase. Xing Buhua walked into the bathroom first. He locked the door, washed his hair and went out. Qiu Ting was already standing at the door with the pajamas. Qiu Ting, have you thought it through? Xing Buhua asked again. Qiu Ting nodded. I've thought it through. I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life. I don't care who you've slept with. You care. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made things difficult for Hua Rui. Xing Buhua reminded her. You're not allowed to like other women. Qiu Ting said domineeringly. I'll say it one last time. I'll only treat you as my sister. Are you still going to wait for me? Xing Buhua asked seriously. Qiu Ting nodded. I'll say it one last time. You and I will definitely be together. Xing Buhua lowered his eyes. He looked at the bathroom door and said, Okay, take a shower. Okay. Qiu Ting walked into the bathroom. Xing Buhua closed the door. He poured a glass of water and put in a pink pill. He shook it and looked at the bathroom door apologetically. Chapter 656. I'm not Qiu Ting's best choice. She should choose someone who loves her, cares for her, tolerates her, and takes care of her. Haven't you always liked her? You're very suitable, Xing Buhua said calmly. But she loves you. Li Junyan lowered his head. I love someone else. I won't fall in love with anyone else except her. Xing Shang asked me to consummate the night with her. I'll leave her to you tonight. Treat her well, Xing Buhua said. Li Junyan was nervous. I'm worried that she'll hate me when she finds out one day. She's still young. She doesn't know who's the best for her. She'll understand when she grows up. Li Junyan nodded. I'll take care of her for the rest of my life. Xing Buhua patted Li Junyan's shoulder. After a while, Qiu Ting changed into her pajamas and came out. She didn't even wear her underwear. She had gone all out. But Xing Buhua looked at her, as if she was a statue. He didn't have any other thoughts. He handed her a glass of water. It's good for your body to rehydrate after a shower. Okay. Qiu Ting drank the water obediently and put her arms around the back of Xing Buhua's neck. Grandpa told me that we should have sex first so that I can calm down. He said that he'll help me. He just wants me to endure it and stay behind you for now. I'll be obedient in the future. You should find someone who loves you, cares for you, and takes care of you, Xing Buhua said with a deep voice. Aren't you? I believe that you'll fall in love with me in the future. You won't be able to find a better woman than me, Qiu Ting said confidently. Xing Buhua pulled her hands down. Close your eyes. Okay. Qiu Ting closed her eyes. No, Buhua. What's wrong? Why do you want me to close my eyes? Xing Buhua took a ribbon and tied it around Qiu Ting's eyes. It's a little painful the first time. Bear with it. Okay, Qiu Ting answered happily. Xing Buhua stepped back. Li Junyan stepped forward and kissed Qiu Ting's lips. He opened the secret passage and left. Many emotions were suppressed in his heart. There were many things that he couldn't tell anyone. The only person he wanted to see now was Baiya. When Baiya woke up, it was already 8 o'clock in the evening. After a long sleep, she felt more energetic. Song Shiyu made her delicious fish soup, braised pork trotters, soybeans, tomatoes, eggs, and diced chicken. Xiaoya, the company will start the annual vacation tomorrow. Do you want to go somewhere? I will go with you, Song Shiyu said lovingly. She also wanted to go out for a walk, to buy new clothes, to buy New Year's goods, to watch movies with friends, to sing songs, to have a party, to have a vacation, and to feel the atmosphere before the new year. However, she could not go out casually. She was in danger. Her soldiers were even more in danger. For example, Lin Shulan was seriously injured in the hospital in order to protect her. In the past, when I was still an obstetrician and gynecologist, I wanted supreme power. I felt that only then could I match up with Gu Lingqing. Now I have great power, but I have lost my simple happiness. It turns out that I have always seen what others have and ignored what I have. Baiya sighed with a smile. Her eyes were wet. If I had thought it through earlier and agreed to be with you too, perhaps you two could be together happily now, Song Shiyu said guiltily. Baiya held Song Shiyu's hand and said, You've already tried back then. Dad has his way of thinking. and I can understand his way of thinking now. This is fate. At least, I didn't have anything in the past, but now I have a good mother. You are a smart child. Lingqing is lucky to have you as his wife. He will get better one day. Song Shiyu comforted Baiya. Baiya nodded. She also said to Song Shiyu, as long as I keep working hard, I will get better one day. Baiya's phone rang. She looked at the caller ID and saw that it was Zhuochuani. Zhuochuani taught her a trick. She needed to do anti-recording on her phone. She picked up the phone. You are very capable, Zhuochuani said in a strange tone. In fact, in terms of power and status, you are 1,000 times more capable than me, Baiya said meaningfully. What do you want? Tell me. Zhuochuani's tone was not very pleasant. I remember telling you that I want you to let go of Lady Zheng's child. That child is innocent. When his mother died, he followed his mother, Zhuochuani said arrogantly. Baiya's face turned cold. I don't feel your sincerity, and I don't feel the need for you to call me again. My man is with you now, right? What do you want? Convince him to bite back at me? Zhuochuani's face darkened. I don't know what you are talking about. Who are you with me? Baiya asked back. She suddenly remembered something. If Zhuochuani wanted the biochemical weapon in LV Bowie's hands, he would not have asked LV Bowie to be a suicide soldier. She was too tired before, and her mind was not clear. She could not think clearly. Therefore, Zhuochuani did not know that the biochemical weapon was in LV Bowie's hands. So he could not be the leader of the terrorist organization. Don't pretend. Since you already found him, how could you not know? Zhuochuani said in disgust. Oh, so that person is your man. Baiya pretended not to know. Tell me, what else do you want? Zhuochuani said impatiently. First, your man is not in my hands. I didn't catch him. Second, other than the secret about Gu Lingqing that I am interested in, there is nothing else I want. Third, I am not a politician. You don't have to target me like this. My man is really not in your hands. Zhuochuani did not believe it. If your man was really in my hands, I would have negotiated with you a long time ago, wouldn't I? Why would I want your man? Use him to accuse you. As long as you don't admit it and insist that you are innocent, who can prove that he is your man? So, your men are really not in my hands. Also, please don't send people to me anymore. I just want to live a peaceful life, okay? Baiya negotiated. Zhuochuani paused. What are you going to tell the police tomorrow? I don't want to say anything. If I say that you want to set Shiniyan up, I will offend Shiniyan and you. I don't need to do that. But if Su Jing doesn't want to let me go, there is nothing I can do. Do you have any good suggestions? Baiya asked. You can just say that it is about Su Jing's secret. What secret does Su Jing have? Baiya was curious. Maybe Zhuochuani really knew something that Su Jing did not know. Chapter 657. His secret is also Gu Lingqing's secret. He once wanted to kill Gu Lingqing. The moment Zhuochuani opened his mouth, Baiya knew what he was going to say. This was what she was going to tell him at the police station. At that time, he thought that Xiaohe was a spy. He told Leng Shuai Xiaohe's address on purpose so that Leng Shuai could catch Xiaohe. Gu Lingqing already knew the truth, so he definitely wouldn't sacrifice another comrade. But if Gu Lingqing saved Xiaohe, he would be an accomplice. You can tell him this secret, Zhuochuani suggested. Baiya raised the corner of her mouth coldly and sarcastically. Zhuochuani was not a pushover. He immediately thought of how to deal with Su Jing. He even used Sheng Dongqing's previous incident to hype it up. In this way, he could suppress Su Jing and Sheng Dongqing and keep himself out of the conflict. If she told them that Lady Zheng was ordered by Zhuochuani, as long as Zhuochuani denied it, there would be no evidence. However, if she told them this, firstly, she could take revenge for Su Jing's attempt to frame Gu Lingqing. Secondly, she could save Zhuochuani face. Thirdly, as long as Sheng Dongqing and Su Jing were smart, they would think that Zhuochuani was behind Lady Zheng. Then, what Lady Zheng said would also be taught by Zhuochuani. Alright, let's put it this way. Your case is too complicated. A simple murder case caused so many problems. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. In the future, If there are cases in your circle, I'd better not take them. I don't have the obligation to do so anyway, Baya complained. Isn't the assistant next to Sheniyan your friend? Will you help him? Zhuqiuani asked tentatively. You mean Lu Xuan? I'm also very puzzled. I haven't been in contact with her for almost 6 years. How did she suddenly become Sheniyan's assistant? Could there be some kind of story between them? Left Deputy Chief, your original goal was to become the president. You can make an issue out of this. Maybe there will be an accident. However, Baya did the opposite. But what? Zhuqiuani asked quickly. As far as I know, Sheniyan is a very cautious person. I've also investigated his background. He does things very cleanly, and his subordinates are also very clean. He didn't leave any traces behind. Unlike your subordinates, any one of them can do a bunch of bullshit. I suggest that if Left Deputy Chief wants to be the president for a long time, you should change the blood of those dirty people in your hands. Otherwise, they will become a threat to you sooner or later. I can do this for you. Also think about it. Sheniyan is such a scheming person. Why would he purposely let a woman who doesn't have any talent and isn't devastatingly beautiful stay by his side? Could it be a trap set by him, waiting for someone to take the bait? After all, Lu Shuang seems very out of place by his side. It's hard not to be suspicious, Baya said deliberately. Zhuqiuani was silent. He seemed to be convinced by Baya. What's your opinion? My opinion isn't important. But I hope that you won't target me again. I'll say the important thing again, Baya said straightforwardly. Today, Xing Buhua told me that he wants to pursue you. What do you think of this matter? After all, he is very similar to your husband, Zhuqiuani said in a low voice. Because it's too similar, it makes me feel like there's some terrifying plan behind it. Do you think I'll agree to it? Baya chuckled. Since you think of yourself as an outsider, Zhuqiuani said sarcastically, don't you think it's time to dismiss the dark shadows around you? One shouldn't have the intention to harm others, but one must always be on guard against others. As an orphan, I'm always worried and afraid. Today, I found a lot of eavesdropping devices in the villa, and you guys just came for a while. You guys sure did a good job. I'm just a weak woman. Why do you guys have to do this? I'm going to apply for some people from Lung Shui. After all, I'm still young and I cherish my life. Alright, is there anything else? If there's nothing else, I'm going to hang up. I've eaten too much. Baya started to slack off. Since you don't want to be in the outside circle, what's your purpose? Zhuqiuani didn't hang up. I don't have any purpose. I'm just eating and drinking aimlessly. When I have a purpose, I'll tell you. After Baya finished speaking, she didn't hang up. Zhuqiuani was the first to hang up. Song Shiyu asked worriedly. Xiaoya, are you alright? Baya shook her head. I'm fine. No matter how good Zhuqiuani is, he's still too childish to play mind games with a psychologist like me. Don't worry, Mom. After eating, let's take a walk and breathe in the fresh air, Song Shiyu said gently. Okay, Baya replied. Put on more clothes when you go out. It's cold outside, Song Shiyu reminded her again. Okay. Baya went to get the clothes while Song Shiyu washed the dishes. The two of them went out for a walk. It was late winter and very cold. If Gu Lingqing was by her side, he would definitely hold her hand and put it in his pocket. She walked to the lake, and the scene of Gu Lingqing fishing with her seemed like it was just yesterday. She smiled. If there's a chance, he and I will bring you to a deserted island to stay for 2 days. When you go there, it's like a paradise. You can forget all your worries and stress. There's only joy and happiness left. You can be excited for a whole day just by gathering a single ingredient. It's simple and happy. Song Shiyu lowered her head and smiled. When I first married Tianhang, I also imagined a loving life. However, we have power and wealth, but we don't have a love life. I'm also thinking, is this the life I want to live until I die? If Mom finds a suitable partner, Gu Lingqing and I will support you too. Song Shiyu smiled. When I was abroad, I met someone who helped me. He was very selfless, but he made me feel warm. Because of his help, my problem was solved very quickly. We exchanged numbers and I have a good impression of him. I want to get along with him a little longer. But I'm not in a hurry. At my age, let nature take its course. Okay, let nature take its course. It's better to have nothing than to have something substandard. You must live the life you want. Okay, let's work hard together. I'm used to it. When Tianheng was around, I was unhappy every day. With you I feel much more relaxed. I still want to be your daughter-in-law in my next life, Baiye said with a smile. Then I must let Lingqing continue to be my son. Ah. The two of them laughed happily. Half an hour later, Baiye went to the library to continue grading papers. As soon as she opened the door, Xing Buhua was already there. He walked quickly towards her. Chapter 658. His strong manly aura seemed to want to swallow her up. Baiye was frightened and didn't respond. Also, she had something on her mind, but she had doubted him too many times. If she said it out loud, it would be too hurtful. He nibbled on her lips and entered her mouth, licking her and teasing the tip of her tongue. Baiye's mind was in a mess. She tried to recall if the way he kissed was different. In the past, his kisses were direct, forceful, domineering and full of power. She couldn't resist it. But now it was more like teasing. The moment she thought that he might not be Gu Lingqing, she was a little afraid. She shivered and pushed him away. He furrowed his brows and his eyes were filled with fear. He hugged her tighter and kissed her aggressively. It wasn't flirty like before, but an irresistible desire. This was like Gu Lingqing again. She breathed hard. His breath was clear and clean, like the scent of the sun on the grass. She was a little dazed. She closed her eyes and kissed him back. He seemed to have calmed down and didn't let go of her. They kissed for 10 minutes before he let go of her, panting. Baiye could tell that he was in a bad mood. What's wrong? Why didn't you answer my call? Xing Buhua asked, carrying her and walking towards the bed. Baiye lowered her eyes and said softly, because I'm angry. Angry that I didn't do as we agreed? Angry that you didn't care about your own safety. If you want to cause all the conflicts, what's the point of pretending to be dead? Baiye asked, frowning. But I can't watch you be in danger. Zuochuani has a movement before he kills someone. He will touch his ring. My friend will only be here tomorrow. Let others know that you two are dating as soon as possible. It will take half a month to not arouse suspicion. You're too dangerous, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. He put her on the bed. Aren't you in danger? Baiye's eyes reddened. If you die, I won't be able to live. But if I die, I know that you're stronger than me. If you die, I die too, Xing Buhua said in a low voice and sat on the edge of the bed. Baiye's eyes trembled. She looked at him and didn't say a word. However, he saw the tears flowing in her eyes. She was not crying, but she was exceptionally lovely, like the mist in a fairyland, or like the misty rain in Jiangnan. The feeling that enveloped his heart was also moist, and he was exceptionally moved. He didn't touch her before, because he had a moral bottom line. After all, she was his brother's wife. But what if Gu Lingqing died? He was afraid that she would follow. He wanted her to fall in love with him and hide it for a lifetime. In this way, she would live well under his love. Moreover, in their interactions, he increasingly realized that he loved her to the point where he could not extricate himself. Her personality was not lively, but she was quick-witted and introverted. However, every word she said had a fatal attraction. She was very gentle but tough, very strong but also weak. She was so kind that she would feel sad when her subordinates were injured, but she could stand on the front line and kill the enemy for love. He liked every aspect of her, and he remembered every frown and smile of hers. He was even glad that Gu Lingqing could meet her, so that he could meet her too. Xiaoya, you're 3 months pregnant, right? Xing Buhua asked in a hoarse voice. Baiye was slightly stunned. She knew that he was asking about when she was pregnant. She was 3 months pregnant, and they could have sex, but there was still a faint resistance in her heart. Xing Buhua saw her reaction and kissed her lips. He almost begged, "Don't reject me." Baiye felt pain in her heart. He had said this to her a long time ago. At that time she was still Su Jiran's wife. Memories flooded her mind in an instant. She still remembered their first time. She still remembered that she was kidnapped, and the moment Gu Lingqing appeared. She also remembered that when she was kidnapped, her little finger was cut off, and Gu Lingqing also cut off his little finger to accompany her. She also remembered that during the explosion, he did not forget to save her even at the cost of his life. Tears rolled down her cheeks and she nodded. Xing Buhua smiled. He was emotional, excited, and his mood was indescribable. He kissed her tears and ate them all. The salty, astringent tears slowly moved to her lips. He first took off his clothes, revealing his muscular upper body. Her fingers stroked the lines of his body. She was familiar with Gu Lingqing's body. Indeed, they were exactly the same. Even if they were twins, they could not be so similar. She should not let her imagination run wild, and took the initiative to kiss his skin. She only kissed his shoulder gently, and he felt a surge of electricity running through his body. It was a wonderful feeling, and he wanted more, so he did not move. Baya saw that he only looked at her gently, and did not continue, and she was a little puzzled. Xing Buhua pressed the back of her head, lowered his head, and kissed her deeply. He said softly, "I like it when you kiss me." Baya's face blushed, and under the dim light, it was bright and charming. She kissed along the lines of his body, and sometimes she would stop, sucking a red mark. Xing Buhua could not help but moan hoarsely. Her face became even redder, and she trembled as she tried to unbuckle his belt, but she could not do it. He pressed her hand down, and opened the buckle. She rarely took the initiative, and she was like this in the past. She was more reserved, and easily shy. She was a very traditional woman. He still did not move, and looked at her with infatuation. She kissed his lumbar muscles. "Xiaoya, help me take it off," Xing Buhua said in a hoarse voice, and in the night, it was a little more bewitching. She let out a breath, and her face was so hot that she felt a little out of breath. She held the waist of his pants, and before he took it off, she could already feel his hot breath. Suddenly, the phone in his hand rang. She was shocked, and let go of her hand. Xing Buhua frowned in annoyance, and took out his phone, wanting to turn it off. But when he saw the caller ID, he hesitated, stepped out of the bed and picked up the call. He asked in a bad tone, "What's the matter?" Baya saw that his face had suddenly turned very bad, and she had a bad feeling in her heart. He hung up the phone, and looked at Baya reluctantly. He lowered his head and kissed her forehead. "Xiaoya, I have something urgent to do, and I have to leave first." "What's the matter?" Baya asked worriedly. "Don't worry, I can solve it." Xing Buhua smiled. She knew that he did not want to talk about it, and so she did not ask. He quickly put on his clothes and kissed her on the cheek again, and reminded, "Don't be too tired, I might not be able to come tomorrow. Take care to rest, and call me if there's anything." Baya nodded, and seeing that he was nervous, she hurriedly left. Chapter 659. Xing Buhua hurried back. When he got out of the secret passage, Qiu Ting was lying on the bed, unconscious. Her body was covered with the marks left by Li Zhenyan. There was a strong smell of blood in the room. Li Zhenyan had already put on his clothes. His face was still red after sex. However, he looked very nervous and said, "General Xing has already knocked on the door just now. This matter has probably been passed to him." "I see. You can leave now." Xing Buhua washed his face and went out of the room. Xing Shang was waiting in the living room downstairs. When he saw Xing Buhua, he scolded him. "It's Qiu Ting's first time. Don't you want too much?" Xing Buhua looked at him deeply and said calmly, "Isn't this what you want? Why are you looking for me?" Xing Shang sighed, and went back to the topic. "Something happened to our people in B country and F country. 3 of them have been arrested and 7 are now on the run. Their identities were exposed all of a sudden. I suspect it has something to do with the stupid thing you did today. You shouldn't have told Zhuochuani that you want to pursue Baya. I guess everyone knows that you want to pursue Baya. Look, something happened. I'll send someone to rescue them now." Xing Buhua said decisively and made a call. Seeing that Xing Shang had finished the call, Xing Shang continued, "I suspect that Sheniyan did such a large-scale exposure of our people abroad, because only you, me, and Sheniyan have the authority. It's not likely to be Sheniyan. Sheniyan is now focusing on Zhuochuani. It's not good for him to suppress me, because even if he doesn't do anything, Zhuochuani will do it. Only when Zhuochuani does it will he have a chance to target Zhuochuani. Xing Buhua made a judgment. Then who could it be? You think it's Zhuochuani? It's hard to say. What is certain is that they know some of our people in B country and F country. I suspect not all of them. The others saw people in our country being arrested one after another, and were worried that their identities would be exposed. They couldn't hold it in and fled. In fact, they should not have been exposed. I will go first. Understand the situation, Xing Buhua said urgently. Go. This is also a lesson for you. Let's see if you still dare to act recklessly in the future. I will save them, Xing Buhua said in a low voice as he walked towards the basement. He entered a secret room and made calls one by one. When he came out of the room, he received a call from Sheniyan. Have our people in country B and country F been exposed? Sheniyan asked worriedly. No. 2 people in country B and F country have been exposed. The others felt that it was dangerous after hearing the news and went into hiding, Xing Buhua reported. We can't let go of such people who frame their own kind because of their personal interests. As the head of the External Affairs Department, you will go to country B tomorrow to negotiate. They should only have the name list but no evidence. Save them and I will negotiate with country F. Sheniyan said solemnly. Yes, I have a suggestion. Xing Buhua squinted his eyes and said in a deep voice. Say it. Let's create a fake name list and say that it's our country's spies. Then we will send it to country B and F country and let them try it out, Xing Buhua suggested. I've thought of this idea before, but I'm not sure how they got our list. Why don't we do this? Since those 4 people have already been exposed, we can upload their names and the names of the people who are going to try our food on their website. The people who are going to try our food must be from country B and country F. Sheniyan pondered. Don't worry. I have already prepared the name list. I have a very risky idea. Xing Buhua paused. Say it. Sheniyan was also anxious. After all, if the negotiation between countries was not good, it would cause a big problem. And once a big problem appeared, the position of the president would be questioned. This time, the other party was too ruthless. They sacrificed important spies of our country, which damaged the national interest. This kind of person must not be allowed to become the leader of our country. I want to send the name list to the Minister of Foreign Affairs anonymously. If the name list was sent to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in the same way, it would be a mistake. If not, I think the Minister of Foreign Affairs will not let others take the credit. As long as there is internal conflict, we will have a chance, Xing Buhua suggested. This is a good idea. This is a good idea. I agree. We must ensure the safety of our spies, by any means. In addition, because there is a mole, we can't admit their identity. As for the mole, we will investigate it together. Also, in terms of negotiation, Baya is the leader. We will have a meeting tomorrow to confirm this matter. Sheniyan discussed. Okay. I have arranged a plane to go to country B tonight. Don't go personally. Go as an official. Sheniyan reminded him. Okay. I will go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to make an emergency plan. Xing Buhua said in a deep voice. Sheniyan hung up the phone. Lu Shuang was woken up by his phone call. He sat up and looked at him thoughtfully. In fact, being the president was quite pitiful. She saw that he slept for less than 6 hours every day. He didn't have much time to rest. No wonder he said that he basically had no rest all year round. He didn't have any rest all year round. He worked overtime every day. I'm sorry that I woke you up. I will go to the study now. You can sleep for a while more. Sheniyan kissed Lu Shuang's forehead and hurried out. She saw that his face was pale and his brows were furrowed. His heart ached a little. Sheniyan was really shouldering too much. The honor of the family, the mission of the country, the lives of many, and their happiness. She couldn't sleep anymore. She thought that she might be able to share some of his burden. At least, she could accompany him. She got up and was about to go to the study. She saw Hua Zixing also hurrying to the study and stood on the spot. Miss Lu. Nan Gongyu's voice was heard. Lu Shuang turned around. When he saw Nan Gongyu, the alarm went off. Sheniyan said that this person was no longer the Nan Gongyu from before. Hua Zixing was indeed very scheming. If Baya hadn't mentioned it, she wouldn't have thought of it. After Baya's reminder, she felt that this person was very creepy. However, Baya also said that she could see through it, but she wouldn't say it. What's wrong? The president's wife and the president have something important to discuss. It's better that you don't go in, Nangongyu said with a smile. Why don't I go in? Lu Shuang blurted out. Nangongyu didn't say anything and lowered her head. Lu Shuang didn't want to face her, so he went back to his room. If she was going to be with Shen Yan in the future and share his burden, she should learn from Hua Zixing and share his burden. She couldn't hide behind Shen Yan and enjoy life comfortably. If that happened, she would feel that what did Shen Yan want her for? She thought it through, got dressed, walked to the study and knocked on the door. Come in. Hua Zixing's voice was heard. When she saw Lu Shuang, she was slightly stunned. She thought that it was a midnight snack, but it only lasted for a moment. She smiled and said, Did we discuss too loudly? I'm sorry. Lu Shuang shook his head and sat on the sofa. I wanted to listen in. Chapter 660. Hua Zixing's face was a little pale, but she forced a gentle smile. Let me briefly explain the situation to you. We have 5 people lurking in Country B and Country F, and 2 people from each country have been exposed at the same time. Our plan now is to deliberately expose some people who are not from our country to confuse them. Then we will let Xingbuhua go to Country B to deal with it, and Yan to Country F to deal with it. Hua Zixing's explanation was very general, but if she didn't, Lu Shuang might not have understood. Can I tell you what I think? Lu Shuang looked at Shen Yan and said. Shen Yan nodded, and the corners of her mouth curled up slightly. Even if she said all sorts of nonsense, he felt happy. At least, she was willing to participate, unlike before, when she was unhappy even when he forced her. He was anxious, but he was afraid that she would run away. But she was going to be his wife in the future, and there were many things she had to learn. I think that if Country B uses this method, it will be too deliberate for Country F to use the same method. Those people are as smart as monkeys, and you can tell at a glance that Country A is trying to remedy the situation. Lu Shuang said. Shen Yan felt that what Lu Shuang said made sense. Then what do you think we should do? Hua Zixing asked deliberately. She didn't think of any good ideas, and she didn't want Lu Shuang, who was as stupid as a pig, to have any good ideas. That's what I think. Actually, if we expose it like this, it should be a traitor. If this matter is exposed, first of all, it will be disadvantageous to Xingbuhua. After all, he just became the Minister of Foreign Affairs, so it shouldn't be him who did it. Then who do you think did it? Hua Zixing asked. I think it should be Zhuochuani. He has been trying to frame Ian recently. But it's only my sixth sense that can't be used as a reference. So what's your idea? Hua Zixing was stunned by Lu Shuang's words. She felt that Lu Shuang was getting further and further away from the topic. However, she still showed her best patience and kindness. As for Country B, we'll use the method you suggested. We'll purposely send a few people who are not from our country to try their luck. Then we'll send Xingbuhua. I heard from Ian that it's best to send Baya to help. As for Country F, I think it's better to send Zhuochuani. If this incident was caused by Zhuochuani, the one who started the trouble should be the one who started it. He knows how to resolve the crisis, and when he resolves it, we'd better find evidence of him betraying the country's secrets. If he didn't do it, then he won't succeed in the negotiation. Then we'll frame him. Anyway, he's not a good person. We'll just treat it as getting rid of a pest, Lu Shuang said. Shen Yan was suddenly enlightened. Lu Shuang had proposed a new idea, and it was very good. He smiled and pressed his thumb on her forehead. This is a very good idea. I'll give you a thumbs up. Can I add a drumstick? Lu Shuang asked cheerfully. I can add 2 drumsticks for you, Shen Yan said dotingly. All right, give me 2 drumsticks. I'll share one with you, Lu Shuang said grinning. Shen Yan smiled and kissed her forehead. Hua Zixing's face turned pale. She clenched her fists so tightly that her nails dug into her flesh. Shen Yan had never smiled at her like this before, nor had he talked to her like this before. He had always been polite and distant towards her. Even though they were standing very close to each other, She felt that they were very far apart. But he could play around with Lu Shuang like this. She turned her face away. Lu Shuang deliberately stole a glance at Hua Zixing. He saw that she was really suppressing her anger. So, it was Bai Ye who was smart enough to point out the crux of the matter. Did Hua Zixing really want to send someone to kill her? Hua Zixing composed herself and looked at Lu Shuang with a smile. Lu Shuang hurriedly smiled back. Hearing you guys talk about drumsticks makes me want to eat drumsticks. You must be hungry. I'll go rush the kitchen, Hua Zixing said and walked towards the door. No need, I'll go rush the kitchen. You guys continue to discuss, I'll come back later. Lu Shuang was really afraid that she would poison the food. She was afraid of death. I'll settle my work first. If you're tired, you can rest first. Shen Yiyan's heart ached for Lu Shuang. She was a good sleeper. She couldn't bear to be woken up by him in the middle of the night. Lu Shuang nodded. You work first. I'll go to the kitchen. Lu Shuang left. That's a good idea, Hua Zixing said with a smile. She was very smart when she was young, but she didn't like to use her brain. But it's good to be anxious. I'll talk to Xing Buhua first. Pay attention to Mrs. Zhuo's work. Also keep an eye on Su Zheng's wife. Don't let them notice anything wrong, Shen Yiyan reminded her. The position of finance minister has been vacant for a long time. What do you think? Hua Zixing brought up the unresolved issue. Sheng Dongcheng wants to promote his people, and Zhuo Chuanyi wants to get involved too. Song Jianren, the former deputy head of the finance department, is Song Shiyu's brother. Gu Lingqing is no longer around, so if I promote him, I'm worried that he might replace Gu Lingqing's position. After all, Gu Tianhang has a complicated relationship with his subordinates. Also, General An and Song Jianren don't get along, so it's a headache. I want to promote my people, and then we'll have an election. It'll be a competition of everyone's ability, Shen Yiyan said. It's like a mini presidential election, Hua Zixing said solemnly. So this might also be the reason why Zhuo Chuanyi couldn't wait to attack me and Xing Buhua. This is not the most urgent matter. I'll have a small meeting first. It's getting late now. You should go and rest. You still have work to do tomorrow, Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. Okay, let me know if you need anything. Hua Zixing could tell that Shen Yiyan wanted her to leave. If she stayed any longer, Shen Yiyan would hate her. She went to the third floor. Nan Gongyu was trimming the flowers and seemed to be in a good mood. Did you know? Lu Shuang went into Shen Yiyan's study just now, Hua Zixing said anxiously. I know. It's because I provoked him, Nan Gongyu said confidently. Why? Hua Zixing didn't understand. She only makes mistakes when she's jealous, cares, envious, and tries to do the impossible. That's why men hate her. But her idea this time was great. I was a little scared by her. She might have been pretending to be weak, but she's actually very smart. Hua Zixing reevaluated Lu Shuang. It's normal to do it once or twice. If she makes a mistake and Shen Yiyan suffers because of her, he'll naturally vent his anger on her. Remember, it's good not to do it. Only by doing it more will you make more mistakes. People won't keep an eye on those who don't do it, but they will keep an eye on those who do it, Nan Gongyu said meaningfully. So, I should continue to endure until she makes a mistake? Hua Zixing was comforted by Nan Gongyu. Nan Gongyu smiled. Not until she makes a mistake, but until she's hated. You can do it, Hua Zixing. Hua Zixing nodded. Okay, I'll endure. Lu Shuang heard it and left sneakily. These two were really bad. Chapter 661. Lu Shuang wondered if he should tell Shen Yiyan about this. But on second thought, Shen Yiyan had too many messy things going on around her. Things like the finance minister election, the education minister being killed, Zhuo Chuanyi's rebellion, the tense situation abroad, etc. If she continued to bother him with her and Hua Zixing's matters, he would probably break down. Moreover, his position was already in danger. If not for Hua Zixing's support, it would probably be over even faster. Since Hua Zixing had already tolerated it, so should she. Now, Shen Yiyan was still young and inexperienced. She was so frustrated. She was really afraid that she wouldn't be able to tolerate it, and would tear apart Hua Zixing's hypocritical face. The chef came over with the supper and Lu Shuang went to take it. I'll send it to Sheniyan. The president has instructed that we have to keep a close eye on the food starting from the ingredients. The plates can't pass through other people's hands. I'm sorry, the chef said, rejecting Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang. Sheniyan was even wary of her. She followed the assistant chef into the study gloomily. President, your supper is here, the chef said. Put it on the table, Sheniyan said. The chef and the assistant chef placed the supper on the table. There were 2 bowls of knife-cut chicken noodles with poached eggs, vegetables, quail eggs, and shredded pork. Other than the noodles, there were also 2 servings of fruit and 2 glasses of milk. Lu Shuang sat in front of the table and said sarcastically, Sheniyan, I've poisoned the noodles. Do you still want to eat it? Sheniyan closed her laptop. Stop fooling around. He walked towards her. Lu Shuang grabbed the chicken drumstick and took a bite. Then he grabbed the drumstick in his bowl and took a bite before putting it in his own bowl. I won't give you the drumstick, I added. Sheniyan smiled helplessly and picked up her chopsticks. She didn't ask for the drumstick. How did I offend you again? He sucked a mouthful of noodles. You don't trust me, and you're afraid that I'll poison your food. Then why should I give you the drumstick? Lu Shuang said matter-of-factly. Sheniyan knocked her on the head. I'm not guarding against you. I think Bai Ye's analysis makes sense. If Hua Zixing is really the boss behind the scenes, I have to guard against her in case she takes advantage of me. But if we only guard against her, she will be suspicious. So I tell her. With the chef, only he can handle it. Lu Shuang understood. So you also think that Hua Zixing will harm me, right? If I make a mistake, will you get tired of me? Sheniyan chuckled. Haven't you made enough mistakes? I'm not tired of you. Lu Shuang was touched. He was on her side. She had gauged the heart of a gentleman with the yardstick of a villain. Sheniyan, let me tell you. If you get tired of me one day, you don't have to chase me away. I will leave on my own. After I leave, I won't come back. I don't want you anymore. Do you understand? We've known each other since we were young. If I wanted to get tired of you, I would have gotten tired of you long ago. Why would I wait until now? Don't worry, I won't get tired of you. Sheniyan said with certainty. Even if I'm jealous and petty, am I jealous? Are you jealous? Are you being unreasonable? Lu Shuang asked worriedly. When have you not been making trouble for no reason? I'll be scared if you're obedient one day. Eat up and have a good sleep, Sheniyan said helplessly. Lu Shuang thought about her past. It seemed that she had really been making trouble out of nothing. Sheniyan, you're asking for it. Lu Shuang said softly. She knew herself very well. I'm so bad, but you still want me. Sheniyan laughed. I'm not asking for it. I'm just worried that you'll be bored. I know that you want freedom. I just hope that the freedom you want is to break through everything and come to my side. Lu Shuang shuddered. Her current thought was to stay by his side. She didn't want freedom anymore. However, she didn't want him to know. She made small talk on purpose. You're so eloquent. Why didn't I notice it when we were studying? If you were my language teacher, I might have been able to stand out in my class. I'm not interested in that teacher at all, let alone her class, Sheniyan said carelessly. Sheniyan's eyes lit up. Lu Shuang laughed. He thought of the language teacher who was like the dean in middle school. She returned the drumstick to him. She's still good at it. You're so eloquent now. Isn't it because she gave you the foundation? Correct me. It's not because she gave me the foundation. I learned it myself. Sheniyan still gave the drumstick to Lu Shuang. It's your reward. I can't eat so much by myself. I'll leave it with you first. No matter what I do wrong in the future, you have to forgive me for one thing. Lu Shuang said and gave him the drumstick again. As long as you don't leave me, I'll forgive you for anything else. Sheniyan said with certainty. Lu Shuang nodded. His heart was filled with sweetness as if honey had melted. She felt that there was no need to tell Sheniyan about the conversation between Hua Zixing and Nan Gongyu. Sheniyan was so smart. She would definitely not fall for their trap. Lu Shuang wanted to accompany Sheniyan. When he was in the video conference, she fell asleep on the sofa. Sheniyan had no choice but to carry her back to the room and continue with the conference. The next day, Lu Shuang woke up and found herself on the bed. She rolled her eyes a few times. Could it be that she had been dreaming when she talked so much in the study yesterday? She brushed her teeth and washed up. She went out and shouted, "Sheniyan! Sheniyan!" No one paid attention to her. She opened the door to the study. Sheniyan was not there either. She grabbed a maid who came to clean the room and asked, "Where's Sheniyan?" The maid replied respectfully, "The president went out for a meeting early in the morning." "Ah, so early?" The maid nodded and did not answer Lu Shuang. She was just a maid. She could not ask the president why he went out so early. Lu Shuang went back to the room and found his phone. It was already 9:30. Hua Zixing and Nan Gongyu were not at home. They must have gone to a meeting. Sheniyan should have brought her along. She was the assistant, okay? What should she do now? Lu Shuang wanted to call Sheniyan. But if Sheniyan was in a meeting now, wouldn't she be annoying him? After thinking about it, she called Baiya. Baiya picked up in the first 3 minutes. "Baiya, are you free now?" Lu Shuang asked. Baiya nodded. "I'm on the way to the police station." "I'm fine. Go ahead. Let me tell you, you are really amazing. I eavesdropped on Hua Zixing talking to her maid in the middle of the night. She said that she was trying to make Sheniyan hate me. They really wanted to chase me away. On the surface, they were polite to me. They called me sister. It was really bad." Lu Shuang was speechless. He grumbled. Chapter 662. Baiya understood. She had fallen in love with Sheniyan. This was the ending that she hoped to see. Lu Shuang and Sheniyan could be together happily. "Shuang, you have to remember that men can't control you. What you have to do is to make yourself better instead of spending your efforts on pleasing others. When women start to lose themselves for men, they will enter a state of crazy jealousy and insecurity. Then they will start to lose their value. Do you understand?" Baiya said meaningfully. She said meaningfully. "All right, I understand. I think that Hua Zixing has already lost herself and lost her value." "I haven't, he," Lu Shuang said with a smile. Baiya was speechless. Think about it yourself. I will always be here for you. You will always have me," Baiya said seriously. Fortunately you are not a man. Otherwise, I will definitely fall in love with you." "Oh yeah, are you going to country B with Xing Buhua?" Lu Shuang asked. "What country B?" Baiya was confused. "You still don't know?" Lu Shuang was surprised. She thought that Baiya knew about it. "It's like this. Our country has 5 spies in country B, and 2 of them were exposed. As the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Xing Buhua is going to negotiate with them. Sheniyan said that you are an expert in negotiation and wants you to go with him. They might still be in a meeting, and the news hasn't been leaked yet," Lu Shuang explained. Baiya understood why Xing Buhua suddenly left yesterday. "Lu Shuang, I have something to do here. I will contact you later," Baiya said. "Oh, then contact me later," Lu Shuang said expectantly. Baiya hung up the phone. She immediately called Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua was in the middle of a meeting. When he saw that it was Baiya calling, he nodded at Sheniyan and walked out to a secluded place to answer the call. "Xiaoya, what's up? Did something happen over there?" "No, I'm still on my way to the police station." "Are you going to country B?" Baiya asked directly. "Sheniyan recommended you to go. They are discussing this matter now. There are those who oppose it and those who support it. However, if you want to go, you will have to go to country B this afternoon. Are you okay with it?" Xing Buhua asked. Baiya was silent on the other end, but his chest was heaving up and down due to his uneven breathing. Xing Buhua waited patiently. "This happened because of me, right?" Baiya asked. "I don't know who's behind it, and I'm not sure of the specific reason," Xing Buhua said in a low voice. "That's just deceiving yourself. Lynching, you've seen it too. Once you become their target, they will attack you layer by layer. We will harm innocent people. They are crazy, and they will do anything for their own benefit." Baiya was a little uneasy. "But I can't let anything happen to you. To me, you are the most important. What if you die in country B? Do you think exposure is the goal?" "Exposure is just the beginning. As long as you go to country B, they will try their best to kill you. Once you die in country B, they can use this reason to suppress country B and settle the conflict, Bai Ye said angrily. With Bai Ye's reminder, Xing Buhua suddenly understood. So I should have voted against it. You should rest at home. I'll go alone. Xing Buhua hung up the phone. Bai Ye took a deep breath. She knew that because she was anxious, her tone was not good and full of blame. But the reason why he was wrong was to protect her. She was the one who had the least right to be angry with him. Everything he had done was for her. Yet she blamed him. Anyone would feel wronged if they were to do so. Bai Ye wanted to call to apologize, but Xing Buhua hung up the phone and did not pick it up. He said, I don't agree to let Bai Ye go either. No matter how powerful she is, she's just a commoner. I can solve it myself. When Xing Buhua said this, Shen Yan was stunned. Xing Shang was against it, but when he heard Xing Buhua's objection, he was stunned too. Now, only Shen Yan and Zhuo Qiuani had not expressed their opinion. Shen Yan was silent. She looked at Zhuo Qiuani with an unfathomable look in her eyes. I think everyone here knows Bai Ye's ability. She's a famous psychiatrist with international status. She's even more eloquent. I believe many of you have personally experienced it. Now this concerns national affairs. Although she's not from the government, as a citizen of our country, I think she has the right and obligation to go to B country to negotiate. Zhuo Qiuani said. When Zhuo Qiuani said this, Xing Buhua did not want Bai Ye to go even more. Bai Ye said something that he did not expect. If he and Bai Ye died in B country would not be able to escape the blame. Zhuo Qiuani would be able to get rid of two thorns in his eyes at once. When the time comes, he would go out and establish his authority. He would become a national hero. He only wanted to go out with Bai Ye to make a contribution, but he forgot that there was a trap within a trap. It was his negligence. Everyone's eyes were on Shen Yan, waiting for Shen Yan to make the decision. I'll give Bai Ye a call and see what she thinks, Shen Yan said. She called Bai Ye's number and pressed the speaker button. Hello Bai Ye, I'm Shen Yan. It's like this. B country has captured people from a country, and they say they're spies. We need someone to assist the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the negotiation. Are you willing? Shen Yan said kindly. A lawyer should be the one to negotiate. If you ask me to go, it will make it seem like our country has no talents. Besides, I don't think I have the right or the need to go. Bai Ye rejected directly. Everyone has a responsibility to the country. Don't tell me you don't care when the country is in trouble? Zhuo Qiuani interrupted. It's precisely because everyone has a responsibility that I can't blindly think that I'm omnipotent. I feel that it's glory to go. Everyone has their own specialties. I'm fine when it comes to psychology, but when it comes to negotiation, you should find a professional and powerful lawyer. All right, I'm almost at the police station. Also, let me explain again. I'm just cooperating. Please understand that I'm still a pregnant woman. If I'm not in a good mood, I'll vent my anger on others, Bai Ye said and hung up the phone. Bai Ye rejected him. Shen Yan was also surprised. He looked at Zhuo Qiuani and said, Everyone has a responsibility to the country. Well said. Xing Buhua can go to B country. I'll have to trouble you to deal with F country. Zhuo Qiuani was surprised. Why me? You're the judge of the Supreme Legal Department. When it comes to lawyers, no one is as professional as you. I believe there's no one more suitable than the left deputy chief, Shen Yan said with a smile. Zhuo Qiuani was stunned. He really suspected that Bai Ye and Shen Yan had performed a double act just now. Now that he was in a difficult position, he could only agree. I'll do my best. All right, let's adjourn the meeting. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will send a letter later. This matter cannot be delayed, Shen Yan said. Chapter 663. Where are you going in such a hurry? Xing Shang asked defensively. I'm going to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. There are some urgent matters that need to be dealt with, Xing Buhua said in a businesslike manner. He looked at Xing Shang deeply, hiding his emotions in his eyes. Xing Shang nodded thoughtfully. You made a good statement just now. You're clear about it. Hurry up and get busy. Tell Qiuting when you're done. You haven't gone back since last night, right? She's very worried about you and has sent me several text messages. She was afraid that you would find her annoying, so she didn't dare to send them to you. Xing Buhua replied expressionlessly. Got it. After he passed by Xing Shang, he frowned and quickly walked out of the meeting room. He saw Zhuo Chuanyi and Su Zheng standing together not far away. His eyes darkened again. He quickly got into the car and called Baiye back. Baiye had just arrived at the police station. She glanced at the surveillance camera in the room and walked out of the police station. She returned to the car and answered the call. The two of them spoke at the same time and paused for a moment. I'm sorry. My attitude just now was very bad. My tone was a little harsh. Baiye apologized first. I won't be angry with you. I didn't answer the call just now because it was my turn to express my opinion. I'm going to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs now. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Xing Buhua said in a low voice. I was the one who started this, so I definitely have to go. I deliberately said at the meeting that I wouldn't go. The enemy can't figure out what we're doing, so we can do things better, Baiye explained. No, Xiaoya. Xing Buhua rejected her. He considered the danger of going to Country B. Wait for me at home. I'll be distracted if you go with me to Country B. Baiye knew that he said that on purpose because he was worried that it would be dangerous for her to go to Country B with him. Lingqing, listen to me. It's not appropriate for you to negotiate with them as soon as they've caught them in Country B. It feels like you're trying to hide something. Besides, what are the nationalities of the two people who were caught? Baiye asked in detail. It's from a country. At that time, the leader thought that it would be harder for them to be discovered if they were to be spies. Even if they were discovered because they were from a country, the country did not have the right to judge them. Our country could still rescue them, Xing Buhua explained. Since Country B has no jurisdiction, why not let Country B take the initiative to contact us first? After they contact us, we can send people over. This way, we can suppress the opponent psychologically instead of defending, Baiye suggested. Xing Buhua felt that what Baiye said made sense. It's the same situation in Country F. Shen Yan has already sent Zhuo Chuanyi. Baiye twitched the corner of her mouth and said as if she had seen through it. This means that Shen Yan suspects that Zhuo Chuanyi is behind this. We'll let Zhuo Chuanyi go first. Zhuo Chuanyi will definitely try his best to claim credit. When he wins, it will undoubtedly pressure Country B. It'll be easier for us to act then. Write double quotation mark. That's a good idea. I'll do as you say. Also, there should be a special department in charge of our intelligence workers abroad, right? Baiye asked. Xing Buhua was silent. Yes, it was him. He was the so-called leader. However, if his identity was proven, Gu Lingqing's identity would not be proven. Xing Shang was originally in charge, but to cover my identity, I said I was in charge. What's wrong? Xing Buhua lied. Understood. For safety reasons, let someone pretend that you're going to Country B to negotiate. Gu family has a few factories in Country B. We'll pretend to be staff members and go there. After you go there, you can appease the other spies and also prevent the person behind the scenes from scheming, Baiye suggested. Zhuo Chuanyi should have someone at the airport. If we're discovered by him, it'll be more dangerous without our protection, Xing Buhua pondered. Baiye smiled. Have you forgotten about those special makeup artists? I watched a video recently. Some makeup artists can imitate many celebrities. That's because of the filming, so it looks more like them. If it's in real life, the naked eye can still see it at a glance. Xing Buhua was worried. We'll wear masks when we go in, so it won't be easy to be discovered. The main thing is that when we go through the security check, I'll ask Leng Zhao's people to wait for us there. It should be easy to sneak in. After we get in, we'll continue to wear masks, so we shouldn't be discovered. What do you think? Xing Buhua pondered. Your method is indeed better. If possible, I still hope that you can stay at home and wait for my news. Baiye smiled. I've said that I'd rather fight side by side with you than wait in a daze. My legs are my legs and Leng Xiao is mine. If you don't let me go, I'll go by myself. Don't. Xing Buhua sighed helplessly. Instead of letting her go alone, He would definitely feel more at ease by her side to protect her. What should I do with you? Oh, I'll ask the company's people to go through the normal procedures for going abroad first. When they send the letter, we'll get ready to leave. Well, I'll go and comfort them first, in case others think that I've given up on them, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Okay. Baya hung up the phone and saw Director Zhao walking straight towards her. She opened the door and got out of the car. Director Zhao was already standing in front of her. There was a strange light in his eyes, like disgust or fear. He didn't dare to show his emotions. In the end, he said in a businesslike manner, Miss Bai, this way please. Baya followed Director Zhao, followed by Zhang Xingyu. The others were on standby. After a while, they arrived at the office. Baya glanced at the corner of the wall and saw that the surveillance camera was on. Mr. Su will be here in a moment. Wait here for a while, Director Zhao said indifferently. After that, he went out of the office. What's with their attitude? We're here to help, but they didn't even give us a glass of water, Zhang Xingyu complained. Baya's lips twitched. Director Zhao came out to welcome us, but they didn't give us any face. Besides, even if they gave you a glass of water, would you dare to drink it? That's true. Do we still have to wait? Zhang Xingyu was still unhappy. Baya was very calm. She knew that the only person who wanted her to come and make Director Zhao wait was Su Zheng. And she had her own reasons for coming. Let's go online and play Snake, Baya said to Zhang Xingyu with a smile. Huh. Zhang Xingyu was stunned. Looking at Baya's graceful appearance, he didn't know why, but he trusted Baya. There would definitely be a counterattack later, because he saw murderous intent in Baya's eyes. Chapter 664. Baya was very good at playing Snake. She was a very sentimental person, and it was the same when it came to games. Once she started a game, she would continue playing it. They had won 5 times in a row, and Baya had always been a VIP. Ma-am, you're so good at this. I'm enjoying life with you, Zhang Xingyu exclaimed. It's just that I've been playing for a long time, and I'm more familiar with some tricks. The one who's really good at it is Zhuochuani. He would silently eat all the little snakes in his stomach, and be ready to kill them at any time, Baya said meaningfully. Zhang Xingyu looked at Baya in confusion. How did he do that? Those who rush to the front will never grow. First, it's because of their gluttony, and second, it's because they're standing in the middle of a war. The real big snake is calmly eating at the side. Others are still fighting to the death, but he has already become a big snake. With enough length, he can naturally form a circle. That's why he's able to surround others, Baya said slowly. I understand. Zhang Xingyu nodded. He guessed that Baya's words were purposely said for the people behind the surveillance cameras to hear. When they were playing the 6th game, Su Zheng came in with his men. Baya ignored them and lowered her head to play the 6th game. Su Zheng glanced at her and said unhappily, What kind of attitude is that? Do you think this is a game hall? I've waited for you for 5 games. Please wait for me to finish this sentence, President Su, Baya said casually. Where did you get the cheek to make me wait? I'm busy with work, Su Zheng said sternly. He stormed out of the room and slammed the door shut. Zhang Xingyu looked at Baya. She was still very calm, and continued playing the game without being affected. Zhang Xingyu couldn't guess what Baya was thinking. 5 minutes later, the game ended. Baya exited the game and said to Zhang Xingyu, Let's go back. Okay. Zhang Xingyu stood up, walked in front, and opened the door. When she reached the door, Chief Zhao chased after her. Miss Bai, aren't you here to cooperate with the police? President Su is already here. Suddenly, I don't want to cooperate anymore. I don't have that obligation, Baya said coldly. Chief Zhao turned pale and stood in front of Baya. Didn't we agree earlier? You left me hanging in the office for half an hour without even a glass of water. It's wrong of me to play games to pass the time. I'm here to help, not to be interrogated. Besides, I'm worried that if I say what I heard, I'll be silenced. So after thinking about it, I think it's better not to say anything, Baya said to herself. He walked towards his car. I think you have a guilty conscience. Su Zheng rushed to the entrance of the police station and said impolitely, I'm afraid that if I say it, you will be the one who will be angry. Are you sure I still want to say it? Baya retorted. She narrowed her eyes and looked sharp and arrogant. Her aura was no less than Su Zheng's. I will be angry? Tell me, what did Lady Zheng say? Su Zheng didn't give up. Baya smiled and walked into the police station. She stood in front of Su Zheng with her head held high. Lady Zheng said that her husband's death has something to do with my husband. She said that her husband knows a secret. What secret? Su Zheng asked. Su Zheng, do you still remember Xiaohe? Baya asked coldly. What does Xiaohe have to do with this case? Su Zheng frowned and said impatiently. Back then you deliberately revealed Xiaohe's whereabouts to Leng Xiao. You wanted to make Gu Lingqing the mastermind and send him to the military court. What you didn't know was that there was no such thing as a spy at all. This mission was originally a fake mission from someone above, and you deliberately framed him. And you deliberately framed Gu Lingqing for what? Baya asked. What deliberately framed? I don't know what you are talking about. Su Zheng said in panic. I have found the person who met Xiaohe by chance. Baya raised the corner of her mouth confidently. Su Zheng's heart skipped a beat. He said confidently, I told Leng Xiao. That's because Leng Xiao should be in charge of this matter. After all, Xiaohe used to serve in the special military. I didn't do anything wrong. What I did was reasonable. You are the leader of the discipline inspection department. After knowing Xiaohe's whereabouts, you didn't arrest him yourself, but through the special military? Are you that great? Baya asked in reply. She chuckled and looked very disdainful. That's because your husband and I are old friends. I have to do this favor for Gu Lingqing. You're just a woman. You don't know anything. Don't spout nonsense here. Su Zheng was angry. His eyes were wide open, and his eyes were bloodshot. Baya was very calm. She looked at him coldly with her eyes drooping lazily. Whether I was talking nonsense or not, I'm sure the men at the court-martial all knew. What military court? Director Zhao asked. He was not present at that time, so he was a little curious. Baya glared at Su Zheng. My memory is not bad. I remember that you tried to prove that Gu Lingqing is a spy that day. Is it because you are old friends with my husband? That's because I have to stand on the side of justice. How can I play favoritism? Your husband did cover up for Xiaohe, Su Zheng said confidently. That's why I said that you framed him on purpose. That's because you didn't know that the mission was fake. You know very well why you framed Gu Lingqing as a spy. Maybe it's because you want to be the president. Or maybe it's because your daughter can't get that man. Or maybe it's both. Baya continued Su Zheng's words easily. Su Zheng was about to explode. Someone chase her out of here. She is talking nonsense. Baya laughed. I am not talking nonsense. I believe that the eyes of the public are clear. Su Zheng's face turned pale. He thought of a possibility. What do you mean by that? I actually don't want to say it because I cherish my life. I also know that even if I say it, it won't do me any good if you deny it. But I believe that some things don't need evidence. Justice lies in the hearts of the people. If President Su has nothing else, I will be going back. Baya nodded. Su Zheng held Baya's arm. You won't upload this video online, will you? Su Zheng, if I wanted to upload it, I wouldn't have waited until now. Think about it carefully. Also, you should be at the age of retirement. Your son and Gu Lingqing are still the best of friends. Think about it carefully. Baya pulled Su Zheng's hand away, turned around and walked towards her car. Zhang Xingyu immediately followed. Su Zheng was still in a daze. He looked around and saw that some people were nervously putting away their phones. He had a bad feeling about this. In the car. Chapter 665. There is no evidence. Even now, there is no evidence. I said that I knew who it was just to scare Su Zheng. Also, Su Zheng is not the main culprit. Also, Baya paused for a moment. As she thought of Gu Lingqing, her eyes softened. Gu Lingqing said that he was friends with Su Changhao. However, he chose to let him go for the sake of Su Changhao. Chief is a very kind person. That is why all of us are willing to leave the special forces with him. Zhang Xingyu said with a sigh. Okay. Baya responded. She missed Gu Lingqing, but she did not know why. But when she thought of him, her heart ached. It should not be. He was right by her side. Baya took a deep breath and adjusted her emotions. She said, when we go back this time, we can release the video that was taken in the living room last time. If this news is released together with Su Zheng's video, will it transfer the crisis to Su Zheng? Zhang Xingyu asked worriedly. Su Zheng only affects Gu Lingqing's interests, while Sheng Dongqing affects the interests of the entire country. Which one do you think will cause a sensation? Baya asked. Then if Su Zheng's video is released now, won't it lose its effect? Zhang Xingyu did not understand and scratched his head. Baya's lips twitched. Su Zheng only affects Gu Lingqing's interests. To the outside world, Gu Lingqing is already dead. This news will not cause a sensation unless someone is manipulating it behind the scenes. Zhang Xingyu understood. So, in order to transfer the public opinion, Sheng Dongqing will definitely target Su Zheng. In order to transfer the crisis, Su Zheng will definitely retaliate. When two tigers fight, there will definitely be losses. But wouldn't that make Zhuqiuani even more powerful? Do you think they won't suspect Zhuqiuani? Baya said with certainty, especially for the suspicious Sheng Dongqing. Oh. Zhang Xingyu was enlightened. They won't let go of Zhuqiuani either. They'll protect and restrain each other. We'll keep a low profile and bide our time. When the chief returns, no one will be our match. The more Zhang Xingyu thought about it, the more excited he got. That's great. However, Baya was not as optimistic as Zhang Xingyu. Those people were all old foxes and had many strategists by their side. She had to be very, very careful in order for things to develop in the direction she wanted. When they got home, Song Shiyu personally cooked dinner. She even stewed Lin Shulan's patient meal. This nourishing soup is ready. I'll send it to Shulan in the afternoon. That child's parents are not by her side. She's so pitiful. Okay, Mom, there's something I want to discuss with you. Baya helped Song Shiyu serve the dishes. Tell me what you want to say. As long as I can do it, I'll definitely help you, Song Shiyu said readily. I want to buy some imported medical equipment for use at home. Firstly, it can be used for emergencies. Secondly, our people get injured easily. It'll be more convenient to take care of them at home, Baya said thoughtfully. Sure, I agree. How about doctors? Do you need to hire some? Not for the time being. Don't forget, I'm a doctor. If it doesn't work, I can ask Lu Shuang to come over and help. If it's really serious, we can invite a specialist. What do you think? Baya asked. I agree with whatever you say. How much do you need? Just tell me. Song Shiyu patted Baya's hand. My grandfather gave me a lot of money. I'm still running the app, and it seems to be profitable. I want to build another house in the manor to store these equipment. Is that okay? Sure, Mom's house is okay. Even if you sell the entire manor, I'll agree. I know you must have your reasons for doing things, Song Shiyu said confidently. Okay. Thank you, Mom. After finishing her meal, Baya went back to her room to rest. She lay on the bed and her thoughts were very active. She stared at the ceiling, but there was an empty feeling in her heart. She missed Gu Lingqing. She missed Gu Lingqing very much. She pulled open the drawer and looked at the photos of Gu Lingqing inside. He didn't have many photos. Most of them were taken by Song Shiyu when he was young, forcing him to take them. He was so young at that time. His face was cool and his eyes were sharp. It was as if he could see into people and never come out. She brushed her fingers across his face. Her heart was still bitter and sad. She closed the photo album and put it back in the drawer. Then, she called Xing Buhua. The phone rang 5 times before the other party picked up. Xing Buhua lowered his voice and asked, "What's wrong?" "If it's not Hua, who is it?" Qiu Ting's voice came from the other end of the phone. A sharp light flashed across Xing Buhua's eyes. He glanced at Qiu Ting and walked out quickly. Baya was silent. She heard the girl's voice. She waited for Xing Buhua to speak. Xing Buhua explained. "That girl just now is Xing Shang's daughter. What's wrong, Xiaoya?" "I miss you. I want to hear your voice," Baya said gently. Xing Buhua smiled. "I'll come over tonight." Baya looked out of the window. "Do you still remember what we said to each other on the island?" I said many things on the island. Which one were you talking about? Xing Buhua asked in a deep voice. After we take our revenge, let's leave. We'll go to a place where no one knows us and live a good life with our children. I don't want to be separated from you again, Bai Ye said leisurely. Okay. Xing Buhua responded. From the corner of his eye, he saw Qiu Ting coming out. He frowned. Xiaoya, I still have some things to do. Let's talk when we meet tonight. Xing Buhua hung up the phone and deleted Bai Ye's call. Who were you talking to on the phone? Qiu Ting said angrily. Her eyes were red and she looked wronged and arrogant. I don't have to report to you. Xing Buhua was unhappy. In the past, he still had some brotherly feelings for Qiu Ting. However, after yesterday, he only felt disgust and annoyance for her. We're going to be husband and wife in the future. Why can't you tell me? Don't tell me it's Huarui again. Qiu Ting tried to snatch Xing Buhua's phone. Xing Buhua dodged quickly and did not let her succeed. Qiu Ting was angry. I'm going to look for Grandpa. Xing Buhua grabbed her arm and looked at her coldly. Why do you have to look for Xing Shang for everything? Are you done? Who told you to bully me? Who exactly were you contacting? Why didn't you tell me? Qiu Ting asked self-righteously. Xing Buhua stared at Qiu Ting. The more he compared her, the more he felt that Qiu Ting was disgusting. Bai Ye was Gu Lingqing's wife. Even though she heard a woman's voice on the other end of the line, she did not question him. He explained himself and she did not say anything else. She wanted him to feel comfortable with her. Even if they spent the rest of their lives together, they would be happy. Chapter 666. Xing Buhua, come back. You slept with me yesterday, and now you're going to deny it. Qiu Ting stomped her feet and shouted. Xing Buhua's face darkened, and he didn't turn around. Yesterday he had asked Li Junyan to replace him. He still felt guilty towards Qiu Ting, and wanted to treat her well. But now his guilt towards Qiu Ting had disappeared. Not long after he drove out, his phone rang. It was Xing Shang. He didn't hide his annoyance. He stopped the car by the roadside and answered the call. What's going on? Qiu Ting is crying to me. She said you slept with another woman behind her back? Xing Shang questioned. Do you think I have the mood to care about sex in such a situation? Xing Buhua asked. Then why didn't you tell me who she was when you were talking to her? Xing Shang asked. Xing Buhua felt an unknown anger rising to his head. He loved freedom and hated being restricted. Now he felt that he was a bird in a cage, and was under the control of others. Could it be that he would also be restricted by Xing Shang and Qiu Ting when he became the president in the future? He held the steering wheel tightly, as if he was holding his fate in his hands. The veins on the back of his hands were bulging. He said coldly, Do you mean that I have to report to her every time I call someone? Or I'll resign and let her take over my job? Xing Buhua, what's with your attitude? She's just concerned about you, Xing Shang said sternly. Xing Buhua hung up, turned off his phone, and threw it into the storage box. He didn't go to Bai Ye's place. Instead, he went to the secret base. Mr. Xing, the person in charge, came over immediately. How's my brother? Xing Buhua asked coldly. He's temporarily stabilized after the shock, but there's no sign of him waking up, the person in charge reported. Xing Buhua sat on the bed and looked at the unconscious Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing and Gu Lingqing had the same face, the same facial features, and even their bodies were almost the same. The only difference was that Gu Lingqing's little finger was still broken, while Gu Lingqing's was intact. The look in his eyes was very complicated. There was pain, worry, heartache, annoyance, and also pampering. This was his twin brother, the person closest to him in this world. He would definitely do his best to cure him. The funny thing was they fell in love with the same woman. He was in a dilemma now. He wanted to replace Bai Ye and become the man she loved. He also wanted Gu Lingqing to get better. If Gu Lingqing recovered, he could only leave Bai Ye's side. Now that Gu Lingqing was dead, he was worried that Bai Ye would also choose to die if he knew about it. He felt as if there was a hand squeezing his heart so hard that he could barely breathe. Xing Buhua had been sitting by the bed for half an hour, but Gu Lingqing did not respond at all. How's the search going? Xing Buhua asked. I got the news that the Special Forces soldier who was rescued is called LV Bowie. He has important information in his hands. It is said that after he woke up he escaped directly. Currently he is in country A, the person in charge reported. Even the president didn't give him the information in his hands? Xing Buhua was confused. I'm not sure about this. There are many rumors. Some people say that he is a spy from country A, and the information he got is actually a biological weapon. LV Bowie, right? Try to find him. I must save my brother, Xing Buhua ordered. Yes. Xing Buhua left the base and drove to the city center. He turned on his phone. His phone was full of calls. There were Xing Shang, Qiuting, Huarui, Zhuqiuani and Sheniyan. He called Sheniyan first. What's wrong? I heard from Zhuqiuani that you only sent the letter from country F. Haven't you dealt with the letter from country B? Sheniyan was surprised because they had discussed it before. After all, those who were caught are just ordinary people. It is a bit too hasty for us to go as soon as the incident happened. I will wait for country B to contact me first, and then I will go, Xing Buhua said. Well, that's good. Actually, I hope that Baiye can help you. Her negotiation skills are good, and she can see through the other party's thoughts. If you need, I can go talk to her again. No need. Let's talk about it when I can't solve it. I have something else to do. That's all for now. Xing Buhua hung up the phone. After thinking for a while, he drove to Baiye's place. Baiye fell asleep in a daze. She was woken up by the ringing of her phone. She saw that it was an unfamiliar caller ID. She thought it was Xing Buhua, so she picked it up. Xiaoye, it's me, Sujieran. Sujieran's voice came from the other end of the phone. Baiye sat up from the bed in shock. Ever since he became enemies with Sheng Dongqing, he had not contacted her for a long time. Are you okay? Baiye asked. After all, a large part of the reason why he was on the run now was because of her. Ha! Sujieran smiled faintly. I'm okay. I just miss you. Baiye lowered her eyes. She and Sujieran were no longer in a relationship that could be imagined. She had said many heartless words before. Now that he had specially called her, she couldn't bring herself to say those harsh words. But if she didn't say it out loud, it would cause others to misunderstand and destroy his hope of finding happiness. Sujieran, we can only be friends. I'm already Gu Lingqing's wife. It will never change. I'm sorry. Hehe. Sujieran smiled. I don't know why, but I feel especially proud of you. If I had treated you better back then, you would have been Sujieran's wife forever. Baiye responded. Sujieran didn't speak, and neither did she. The two of them fell into silence. You promised to be my friend. Sujieran took a step back and said. Actually, I don't want to be calculative about the past. I just want to live my life now. Sujieran, I hope that you can find a woman who is truly suitable for you and give birth to a bunch of your children. When our children grow up, they might even become good friends, Baiye said softly. I've gotten the best, but I've also done a lot of wrong things. I'd rather have nothing than have something inferior. I've seen the news online. You did the right thing, didn't you? You're talking about the news about Sheng Dongqing? Yes. Baiye did not deny it. When it came to the issue of Sheng Dongqing, they were comrades in arms. Don't worry about Sheng Dongqing. I'll give you a present tomorrow, Sujieran said with a smile. His tone was firm and calm. Baiye was suspicious. What do you want to do? Could it be that you want to kill him? Chapter 667. Baiye was so shocked that she got out of bed and walked to the window. So, you mean someone will assassinate Sheng Dongqing tomorrow? She was really shocked. The plan didn't change fast. It should be like this. Don't you want him to die? Sujieran asked suspiciously. She thought. Sheng Dongqing killed Gu Lingqing's parents and family. He also wanted to kill Gu Lingqing. If Sheng Dongqing didn't die, she and Gu Lingqing would be in danger. However, he died just like that. There was an indescribable trance in her heart, and it felt unreal. I'm just shocked, Baiye said lightly. It's reasonable, but unexpected. Because of your efforts, Sheng Dongqing was removed from his position. and the people of Black Weasel realized his incompetence. You made it impossible for him to be the president forever, and exposed his selfishness and despicableness. The people of Black Weasel have no future in his hands, and they have no ideals. They are just tools. A good bird chooses a tree to nest in. Without Black Ferret's support, Sheng Dongqing is no different from a stray dog. Su Jiran said with a smile, his tone comforting. He didn't want Baiya to feel that she didn't kill her enemy. Baiya hesitated, and many complicated thoughts flashed through her mind. Now Su Jiran didn't care why the people of Black Weasel were willing to follow him. He must have a lot of things that she didn't know. Also, was he still working on the virus he developed last time? Sheng Dongqing shouldn't be working on the virus, and Shen Yan didn't either. So, was Su Jiran working on it himself? Was the virus he developed the same as the one LV Bowie gave her? What's wrong? Su Jiran asked. Baiya took a deep breath. Are you still working on the virus you developed last time? Huh. Su Jiran just chuckled. Do you want me to develop it or not? If these things are used well, they will be the country's most powerful weapons. If we don't use it well, it will also be a disaster for mankind, Baiya added. As long as it's under control, there won't be a problem. What I've developed so far isn't contagious. However, if you don't want me to study it, I won't, Shen Yan said seriously. Not infectious? Then it should be different from LV Bowie's. Where are you now? Let's meet up. I have something to discuss with you, said Baiya. Is it convenient for you to come out? It's safer for me to come find you. After all, Sheng Dongqing is no longer a threat to me, Su Jiran said with certainty. Do you still remember the place where we first met? Your university. Let's meet there. I'll take the bus here alone. Wait for me at the school gate, Baiya said in a deep voice. She opened the cupboard and chose a black and loose down jacket. It's too dangerous for you to come out alone. Su Jiran was worried. Currently, Sheng Dongqing's with Chuani and Su Zheng are extremely busy. They won't have the time to deal with me. That's all. I'll be there in about an hour. I'll contact you when I arrive. Baiya did not give Su Jiran a chance to speak and hung up the phone. She put on the down jacket, cut her hair, put on a hat and a mask. She looked so ordinary that she could disappear into the crowd when she walked on the road. She left through the secret passage. Just as she got on the bus, her phone rang. Seeing that it was an anonymous call, she thought that Su Jiran had arrived. She picked up the phone. I'm on the bus. I'll be there in half an hour. Where are you going? Xing Buhua was surprised. His voice was low, as if he was trying to suppress his emotions. He asked, Where are you going? Baiya was stunned. She explained, I have to go out and deal with some things. What things are you going to deal with? Xing Buhua asked. His chest was heaving up and down violently. He was not calm. Do you know how dangerous it is for you to go out alone? Where are you now? I'll come and pick you up. No need. I'll go back in a while. Baiya refused. Xing Buhua felt Baiya's alienation. There was a fire in his heart. He raised his voice. Where are you going? Baiya took a deep breath. Xing Buhua's pressure made it hard for her to breathe. I have an appointment with Su Jiran. There are some things I need to deal with. What things do you need to deal with? Don't forget that he is being chased by Sheng Dongqing. Are you going to meet him so that Sheng Dongqing can kill two birds with one stone? Xing Buhua was annoyed. No, Sheng Dongqing is in a hurry to put out the fire. He has no time for other things. I don't want you to meet him. He is your ex-husband. I don't think you need to meet him in private. Xing Buhua spoke his mind directly. I'll tell you the reason tomorrow. That's it for now. Baiya insisted. What? Tomorrow? You're not coming back today? I'm waiting for you in the library. Xing Buhua was even more agitated. I'll be back. Wait for me for 2 hours. I'll hang up first. Don't hang up. Xing Buhua said domineeringly. Baiya didn't hang up. She remained silent. You'll only be happy if I die of anger, right? Sneaking out to meet my ex-husband. You know I don't like him. Xing Buhua frowned and clenched his fists tightly. His brain was about to explode. Baiya also knew that she shouldn't hide it from Gu Lingqing. However, there were some things that she didn't want to tell him. I won't do anything with Su Jiran. I only have you in my heart. You're still worried about me? It's not like we haven't seen Su Jiran's methods. Maybe he injected the virus into you. He will do anything to get you. How can you go to him in private without any precautions? Xing Buhua questioned. Even if he injected the virus into me, I won't be threatened by him even if I die. Wait for me for 2 hours. I'll cook you delicious food when I come back. Baya said kindly. You still don't want to tell me, right? Xing Buhua was really annoyed. Baya didn't say anything. He sneered. Now he could understand Qiu Ting's feelings. He loved Baya. That was why he called Baya secretly. Even if he hurt Qiu Ting, he had to protect Baya. As for Qiu Ting, she must have felt that he had someone else in his heart. Because she couldn't get him, and because she loved him, she insisted on making things difficult for Xing Shang. Was Baya protecting Su Jiran now? If it wasn't for me, would you be with Su Jiran? Xing Buhua asked coldly. Baya sighed, and her heart ached faintly. Gu Lingqing had been hurt because she hadn't made it clear what she had done. She didn't want to repeat the mistakes of the past. Just say it. Chapter 668. You're not going to tell me about this? You're going to tell him first. Xing Buhua was even more agitated, and his voice was getting sharper. I'm not telling you because you have a lot on your plate right now. Not many things have happened to him. Xing Buhua raised his voice and interrupted her. His anger was bursting out. The anger was like a flood attacking her, pressing down on her so that she couldn't escape. That's because I don't want to care about anything else after I find the right person. I just want to be with you. What country, what honor, I don't want anything, and I don't want any responsibility that I can't give up. Baya blurted out. Her voice was so loud that everyone on the bus looked at her. She lowered her head awkwardly. Xing Buhua understood. She did not tell him because she was worried that he would have to bear the responsibility and not be able to leave easily. His tone softened. Don't look for Su Jiran. He is too shrewd and not suitable to be entrusted with heavy responsibilities. Moreover, there might be other disasters. Where are you now? I'll come and pick you up. I'm going to my university. Call me when you reach the entrance. Baya said and hung up the phone. She looked out of the window. She was really tired of fighting and scheming against each other every day. She had to set up traps to suppress the other party. Sheng Dongcheng was dead. After Su Zheng and Zhou Qiuani were suppressed, Shen Yan should be able to sit tight. She wanted to leave too. Just as she got out of the bus, her phone rang. The black Camry at the entrance is mine, the license plate ending with 510. Get in. Baya found the Camry and opened the door. She sat in the passenger seat and looked at Su Jiran. He was much thinner than before, so thin that it made one's heart ache. However, he was still charming. Come to think of it, Su Jiran was also a pitiful person. He had no parents and lived with hatred since he was young. When he finally let go of his hatred, even his foster mother who cared about him was dead. Up until now he had nothing. Su Jiran smiled charmingly. I knew it was you. Baya recalled that when they had just met, he was also like this. Just a slight smile was enough to make him look like a peerless beauty, filled with endless kindness, gentleness, and consideration. At the same time, she also thought of Gu Lingqing. She thought of Gu Lingqing waiting for her at the entrance of the hospital. She thought of Gu Lingqing going to the barren mountain to save her. She thought of her and Gu Lingqing eating and reading together. She thought of the warm days when he was by her side. My heart is very wet. If it's not me who dares not to expose such a package, who else can it be? Baya said elegantly. Yes. Do you have something to tell me? Su Jiran returned to the topic at hand. She was originally here to entrust an important task to him, but Gu Lingqing did not agree. She still had to think carefully, so she changed the topic. What are you going to do after Sheng Dongqing dies? Su Jiran was facing Baya. He stopped smiling and said seriously, I don't want to lie to you, and I won't lie to you anymore. In fact, I contacted Shen Yan. Baya was shocked. His parents died because of you. You are really bold. Su Jiran smiled wickedly. Shen is a person who does big things. He doesn't care about trifles. Moreover, his parents died because he killed my mother. There is a reason for it. He can even tolerate Sheng Dongcheng, who is behind the scenes, so he can definitely tolerate me. Moreover, Sheng Dongcheng is gone. He needs someone to take over Sheng Dongcheng's work. In terms of working ability, I am 100 times better than Sheng Dongcheng. So Shen Yan also knows that Sheng Dongcheng will die tomorrow? Bai Ye looked at Su Jieran in surprise. He knows. He told me the method. We don't need to do anything. Someone will naturally take Sheng Dongcheng's life. Sheng Dongcheng has committed too many crimes before. There are countless people who want him to die. Su Jieran said in a deep voice. Shen Yan wants Sheng Dongcheng to die today. When he stabilizes his position, the next one will be you. Are you crazy? Why do you still work for him? Bai Ye frowned in surprise. Xiaoya. Su Jieran smiled. He was exceptionally happy. Are you worried about me? Bai Ye paused. I don't want to lie to you. I've loved you, hated you, felt sorry for you, and hated you. You once wanted me to die, and I once wanted you to die. You once saved me, and I once saved you. We lived together for 3 years, and it's not like we didn't have feelings for each other during those 3 years. Today, there is only Gu Lingqing in my heart. Even if I care about you, it won't change anything. So if you still have hope for me, you should quickly give up. Su Jieran sighed helplessly. I envy that guy. Even if I let Zhou Hailan out, it didn't change the relationship between you two. Xiaoya, I've given up on you. I will find a good girl in the future. I will love and spoil her. I will give her what I didn't give you before, but now I want to give you everything. So live well. If you stay by Shen Yan's side, even if you have power, it's like asking a tiger for its skin. Shen Yan's schemes and strategies are above mine. But he has a weakness. Lu Shuang, have you forgotten? Su Jieran reminded him. Bai Ye's heart tightened. She said impatiently. So, do you want Lu Shuang to make a fuss and become the president? Su Jieran, Lu Shuang is my best friend, and he's also the person I've lost the most money to. If you want to deal with him, I won't let you go, even if I have to pay for your life with mine. Su Jieran stroked Bai Ye's head. His fingers rubbed her scalp with great pity. Bai Ye's whole body stiffened, and she looked at him defensively. Okay, I'll listen to you. After leaving Shenyan, I'll also leave a land and find a place to live again. I won't come back in the future. In order not to make my future wife sad, I won't contact you again. Xiaoya, after today, we'll have to yearn for the martial arts world. Can you give me a hug? Su Jieran said softly, with a smile at the corner of his mouth. Tears flowed down from his left eye. She felt very sad in her heart. In a person's life, there would be many passers-by. College roommates, people who got along well with each other on a trip, people who got along well with each other at work, people who once appeared by one's side and became the closest at that time. However, these people would disappear in one's life, never to contact each other, and become a chapter in one's memory. The only people who could get along with each other forever were one's partner, parents, and children. But now she had no parents. Where were her son and partner? It was not easy for her to open her heart to someone, because she was afraid of losing them after opening her heart. In the end, she was too afraid of losing them, so there were not many people in her heart. Su Jieran was a person who once stayed in her heart. Now Su Jieran was about to start a lonely journey, and she, at this moment, felt lonely too. Chapter 669. Reality has proven that you can work hard to fall in love with someone else. Keep it up. Bai Ye choked. He hugged her tightly, not wanting to let go. He wanted time to stop at this moment. He knew that if he let go this time, it would be forever. But after all, Bai Ye was really not his anymore, so he had to let her go. Su Jieran took a deep breath and let go of her. He looked into her red eyes and saw himself in them. He felt that even if he had nothing, it would be worth it. Take care. Bai Ye nodded. Take care. She opened the car door and got out. In the end, she didn't tell him about the virus. It would take at least an hour to get from the manor to her school. Gu Lingqing wouldn't be able to get there so quickly. She sent a message to Xing Buhua. I'm in the private room of the restaurant we ate at last time. It's 104 near the school. Do you remember it? When Xing Buhua saw the message from Baya, he frowned and sped up. He definitely didn't know her, so he could only look for her one by one. He arrived near the school and found 4 restaurants. When he reached the 5th restaurant, the lady boss saw him and smiled. Xiaoya has been waiting for you for a long time. I'm going to cook for you now. Do you want to come over and choose the fish? Oh, okay. After finding Baya, Xing Buhua heaved a sigh of relief and followed the lady boss to the backyard. There was a water tank in the backyard, and it was filled with live crucian carps. Has Xiaoya ordered all the dishes? Xing Buhua asked tentatively. Yes, braised pork with preserved vegetables. It's your favorite, right? I've already steamed it. Small fish tofu, winter gourd ribs, tomato and egg. This time, I'll give you an extra grandma's dish, the lady boss said with a smile. Xing Buhua smiled politely. Then I'll have an extra bowl of rice this time. Feel free to eat. There's no charge, the lady boss said warmly. Thank you. No wonder Xiaoya can't forget the dishes here. It turns out that there's such a nice boss. You can choose the fish as you see fit. I'm not worried. I'm going to find Xiaoya first, Xing Buhua said warmly. Go, she's been waiting for you for a while. Xing Buhua entered the private room. Baya was playing Snake. When she saw him, she put down her phone and glanced at him. She didn't say anything, but her eyes seemed to say a lot. Xing Buhua couldn't bear to scold her. He sat down opposite her. Don't do this again. Do you know how worried I was when I went to your place and saw you? Baya said softly. You've been so busy recently. There are so many things to deal with. I'm afraid that I'll cause you trouble. Your business is the most important to me. Xing Buhua held her hand. This sentence sounded familiar to Baya. He had said it before. Although she didn't express her love for this sentence, she had always been touched. I won't do this next time. I'll discuss it with you in the future. If you have any problems, you have to discuss it with me. Husband and wife need to communicate, Baya said. Her voice was like a drizzle in spring, mixed with a unique fragrance that could make people feel at ease. Their whole body would be immersed in the gentle beauty, and they would not be able to resist at all. Xing Buhua smiled and changed the topic. I heard that you ordered my favorite, braised pork with preserved vegetables. I was going to cook it for you when I got back today, Baya explained. I've already bought the best streaky pork. I'm already hungry after hearing what you said. I'll definitely go to your place tomorrow. Is Zhuochuani leaving for F-land in the afternoon? Baya asked. Yes. Xing Buhua's eyes darkened. When it came to work, he became serious. If Bilan doesn't contact me tomorrow, I'm going to leave for Bilan the day after tomorrow. I'm worried that I'll confess under torture. In fact, according to the normal procedure, Country B should contact you today. Let's wait another day and see. If they contact you, it's best if they let us contact you first. They have the initiative, Baya said. That's right. The boss's wife pushed the door open and came in with braised pork with preserved vegetables. Try the braised pork first. It's been stewed for a long time. I'll bring some rice over later. Baya smiled. Thank you. You're welcome. I like you, girl. The boss's wife said happily and turned to leave. Xing Buhua looked at the boss's back and sighed. Luckily it's a girl. Otherwise, I'll definitely be jealous. Baya smiled and held Xing Buhua's hand. She said seriously. After we've dealt with Sheng Dongqing and taken down Zhuochuani, let's leave this place. We can go to a deserted island or travel around the world. It's not enough to take down Zhuochuani. I still have scores to settle with him, Xing Buhua said solemnly. Baya was suspicious. Is it the secret about you that Lady Zeng told me last time? Xing Buhua nodded. Do you remember the first time something happened to me? It was the one that exploded on the ship. How could Baya forget? That explosion had blown up her soul. You're saying that Zhuochuani did it? It should be him. Xing Buhua's eyes were deep and heavy. That explosion was done by Sheng Dongqing. Zhuochuani assassinated Gu Lingqing. He had to take revenge for his brother. But he couldn't tell Baya clearly, so he could only choose to lie. Baya lowered her head in disappointment. Sheng Dongqing would be dealt with tomorrow. But what about Zhuqiuani? Xing Buhua could see Bai Ye's depression. He put his other hand on Bai Ye's and said in a low voice, "It'll be over soon. I have a lot of evidence. There will be a good show at the beginning of next year. In less than half a year, Zhuqiuani will definitely be dealt with." Bai Ye tilted her head and leaned on his arm. "Our child will be born in half a year. I really hope that everything will be settled by then. We can leave with our child and live a carefree life. We have at least 50 years to live. Thinking about it, there's more happiness than sadness. It's still full of hope." Xing Buhua lowered his head and kissed her forehead. "Yes, there's more happiness than sadness." The proprietress came in and saw Xing Buhua kissing Bai Ye's forehead. She smiled and said, "You two are so close. Are you married?" Xing Buhua put his hand on Bai Ye's belly. "We're having our second child." "That's great. I hope you can be happy forever," the proprietress said sweetly. She put down the rice and grandma's dish. It turned out that grandma's dish was a specially developed pickled vegetable. To use a common name, it was sour beans. It went well with rice. Bai Ye gently scooped rice for Xing Buhua. His phone rang. It was Xing Shang. He was annoyed. He clenched his teeth and answered the phone. Chapter 670. He's Xing Shang's. I've had some conflicts with him recently. Xing Buhua didn't hide anything. He doesn't seem to like me. Bai Ye recalled Xing Shang's reaction when he saw her. He doesn't want me to see you. He's afraid that I'll expose my identity and arouse suspicion. After all, he's been in hiding for so many years. He's an ambitious person. Xing Buhua lowered his head and ate a mouthful of rice. Is he reliable? Bai Ye was worried. She picked up a piece of braised pork for him. He's a good friend of my father. I'm talking about my biological father. He should be reliable. However, he's too ambitious. You should eat too. You have 2 mouths to eat. Eat more. Look at how thin you are. Xing Buhua felt sorry for him. Bai Ye nodded. His phone rang again. Answer it. Running away isn't the solution. Communicate properly. Besides, a white lie can avoid conflicts. Everyone's goal is the same. That way, it can be forgiven, Bai Ye said gently. Xing Buhua's heart trembled. He looked at Bai Ye with a burning gaze. A white lie can be forgiven? Answer it. As long as we have the same goal, it's fine. Okay. Wait a moment. Xing Buhua answered the phone. Where are you? Xing Shang asked violently. His voice was filled with his bad temper. I'm eating outside. I'll come back after dinner. If there's anything, wait for me to come back. That's all. Xing Buhua didn't wait for Xing Shang to speak and hung up. He sounds like he's in a bad mood, Bai Ye said worriedly. It's normal for him to be in a bad mood. Menopause is normal. Xing Buhua picked up a piece of braised pork for Bai Ye. He smiled slightly. Let's not talk about him. It's time for us to have dinner. Okay. Bai Ye smiled. She took a big bite of the braised pork. It's delicious. Eat more. The lady boss heard them. She served a bowl of delicious fish soup with tofu. I want to eat 2 bowls of rice. Bai Ye praised the lady boss. Okay. You two can finish all the rice in my house. I'll be happy to, the lady boss said with a smile. Xing Buhua picked up the meat from the fish's belly and put it into Bai Ye's bowl. I heard that eating fish is smart. You eating it is the same as our child eating it. Hee, I've heard about it too, Bai Ye said with a smile. She took the initiative to pick up the fish head and put it in her bowl. Are you sure you want to come tomorrow night? Yeah, I miss the fish in our lake. You made the best fish in the world. I should be free tomorrow morning. I'll go fishing and wait for you to come back for dinner. Okay. Xing Buhua smiled at her. A warm moment like this was really good. He really hoped that time would stop at this moment forever. However, the better the time, the shorter it felt. After dinner, Bai Ye put on a mask. Xing Buhua held her hand and walked out. Suddenly he stopped. A sharp light flashed in his eyes. He looked back and glanced at the black car on the side of the road. His face darkened. What's wrong? Bai Ye followed Xing Buhua's gaze. She also glanced at the black car. She had a bad feeling in her heart. He stuffed the car key into Baya's hand. He lowered his voice and said to Baya, "Get in the car and wait for me." Okay. Baya saw him like this. She didn't dare to hold him back. She immediately got into his car. Xing Buhua came to the black car and knocked on the window. The window was lowered. Li Junyan looked at Xing Buhua worriedly. "My phone has an anti-tracking device. How did you follow me?" Xing Buhua stared at Li Junyan sharply. "Old master asked someone from the traffic control department to follow you an hour ago. He asked me to follow you and report to him at any time," Li Junyan said with a troubled expression. "So you reported it?" Xing Buhua looked at him coldly. "Of course not. How could I betray the chief? But old master knows where you are. You came to this school. He guessed that you are with Baya," Li Junyan reminded him. "I got it. Just say that I had a meal with a girl." "Yes, that's what I said. I only took the side profile of the photo. Miss Bai was wearing a mask and dressed like an ordinary student. Old master only suspected it. He didn't have any solid evidence." "Okay. You go back first. You can report that I found you. I'll handle the rest," Xing Buhua ordered. "Okay." Li Junyan called. Xing Buhua returned to the car. "Are we being followed?" Baya asked. Xing Shang asked for help from the traffic control department. "They should be watching my car now. I can't send you back. I'll send you to the mall. You can change your clothes there. They shouldn't be able to follow you then," Xing Buhua suggested. "Don't worry. I can do it alone." "No. What if they follow you and catch you before you change your clothes? Call Zhang Xingyu. I'll be more at ease if they protect me," Xing Buhua instructed. Baya nodded. "Call Zhang Xingyu now. I'll send you to Shuiyu International." Xing Buhua stared at Baya. Baya knew that he cared about her. He didn't want anything to happen to her, so she could face his domineering attitude calmly. She made the call in front of him. "Madam, have you seen it on the internet? Sheng Dongqing and Su Zheng are fighting. Both sides are sending videos to attack each other. Your plan is very effective," Zhang Xingyu said excitedly. He was secretly delighted as he left a message on the web page. Baya was relatively calm. She knew that Sheng Dongqing would die the next day. She was just digging her own grave now. "Well, I'll be at Shuiyu International in half an hour. Can you pick me up?" Baya said. "Huh. When did you go to Shuiyu International? Why didn't Ning report to me?" Zhang Xingyu said worriedly. "I came out from the secret passage," Baya explained. Xing Buhua looked at Baya. She told Zhang Xingyu about the secret passage. However, he didn't say anything. He respected her decision and trusted her judgment. He continued driving. "Xing Shang will definitely question you when you get back, right?" Baya asked worriedly. "Don't worry. He doesn't have the right to do that. He'll just nag at me." He held her hand and smiled at Baya. "Don't worry about me. Have you met Su Jiran?" He asked this question at this time. It was probably because the dinner just now was so warm that he didn't want to ruin it. "I've met him. I didn't tell him about the biochemical weapons." "I didn't hear you talk about biochemical weapons before?" Xing Buhua was curious. He thought that he had investigated her and Gu Lingqing's past in detail. Chapter 671. She looked at Xing Buhua. "I want to destroy the biochemical weapon and research on the antidote. I've already told Mom that I want to buy some equipment, but I don't want her to worry. I'm only talking about medical equipment. Of course, I'll also buy some commonly used medical equipment," Baya said briefly. "Since the biochemical weapon has been destroyed, why do you still need to research on the antidote?" Xing Buhua was confused. "The information and professionals have been spread out. I'm worried that one day, the biochemical weapon will appear. So it's better to be prepared. Only Mom, Zhang Xingyu, and you know that the biochemical weapon is in my hands," Baya said. I understand. Anyway, this matter is not urgent. Let's leave it with you. When we find someone reliable, we can hand it over. It won't be too late then," Xing Buhua suggested. Baya nodded and leaned against the chair. She looked forward with droopy eyes and pulled on the seatbelt casually. I might not be able to come tonight, Xing Buhua said thoughtfully. I understand. Don't be too tired. Your body is your own. Your life is more important than anything else to me. Xing Buhua smiled and looked at her gently. He repeated her words. Your life is more important than anything else to me. The two of them looked at each other and smiled. We've thought of many names for our child. I've thought of another one recently. I think it's not bad. Baya changed the topic. What? Xing Buhua was curious. He hadn't been with them before, so he didn't know what they had named their child. Zichuan Gu Zichuan. I hope he's healthy, happy, and perfect. My parents are perfect too. I hope we can be together. Baya looked at him. Her eyes were sparkling. Even if he wasn't Gu Lingqing, he was moved when he saw her like this. The more he was like this, the more he regretted not appearing by her side earlier. Okay, I'll do whatever you want, Xing Buhua said lovingly. Baya tilted her head and leaned on his shoulder, softly humming a lively song. He also felt that his heart was full. How long will it take for Zhang Xingyu to reach Water Moon International? It should be soon. He is now taking care of Sherlan in the hospital. It won't be far. That's good. For safety's sake, I'll drive there when he arrives at Shuiyu International, in case Xing Shang takes advantage of him. Xing Buhua looked at the rear mirror. It was never wrong to pay more attention. Moreover, it was related to Baya, so he could not neglect it. Half an hour later, Zhang Xingyu called. Xing Buhua drove to Shuiyu International. As soon as Baya got out of the car, his phone rang. It was Xing Shang again. He answered the call patiently. What's up? I'll be there in half an hour. Hua Rue is here, Xing Shang reminded. Xing Buhua's eyes flashed with ridicule. And she and Qiu Ting are at loggerheads, Xing Shang said helplessly. So, what do you want me to do? Xing Buhua's eyes drooped as he looked forward lazily. If you want to be the president, Hua Rue will be your springboard. At the moment, Qiu Ting isn't suitable to appear as your woman. I will tell Qiu Ting to restrain herself, but don't hurt her too much. After all, you are already husband and wife. She gave her first time to you. A woman's first time is very precious. A woman's first time is very precious and worth cherishing, Xing Shang said meaningfully. Xing Buhua twitched the corner of his mouth. So whoever she gives her first time to will marry her. Of course, Qiu Ting is a good girl. Being faithful is a virtue of a father and daughter. Also, who is the woman you met today? Baya? That's not possible. She's alone and has no protection. Don't tell me you found another person outside? Xing Shang was worried and angry. I planted someone in Zhuachuani. That's all for now. I'll be there soon, Xing Buhua said and hung up. As soon as he appeared at the Xing family's house, Hua Rue rushed to him. Since you didn't contact me, I have to contact you. My sister wants me to take you to her. What's your relationship? If not, why would he follow you to see your sister? Qiu Ting said arrogantly. Don't you know the relationship between me and him? Otherwise, why would I ask him to see my sister? Hua Rue retorted. No, Hua, don't go. Qiu Ting said to Xing Buhua in a commanding tone. No, Hua. My sister is the president's wife. Can't she even see you? She said that you are going abroad tomorrow. Hua Rue said coquettishly. She was beautiful. When she acted coquettishly, she showed the sweetness of a young girl. Xing Buhua twitched the corner of his mouth and looked at Xing Shang calmly. Grandpa, do you think I should go? Xing Shang didn't expect Xing Buhua to throw the question to him. Qiu Ting raised her chin arrogantly. She knew that Xing Shang doted on her and did whatever she wanted. Xing Shang sighed. Since the president's wife wants to see you, it's good for you to go. You can also discuss with the president about the trip to Country B. Qiu Ting looked at Xing Shang in shock. She stamped her feet and said, Grandpa. Qiu Ting, come with me to the study. Xing Shang walked in front of her. Qiu Ting looked at Xing Buhua reluctantly. She met Xing Buhua's cold eyes. She knew that Xing Buhua only listened to Xing Shang. If Xing Shang didn't help her, there was nothing she could do. She could only follow Xing Shang to the study with her head lowered. Hua Rue hugged Xing Buhua's arm happily. She smiled sweetly and said, Let's go, Hua. Compared to facing Xing Shang and Qiu Ting, he would rather face Hua Rui. At least Hua Rui wasn't a person who didn't know her limits. He walked out of the car and sat in the driver's seat. He looked ahead with a deep gaze. Hua Rui glanced at him and pointed at the decorations on his car. She seemed to be doing it on purpose. She asked, "Qiu Ting likes you, right?" "Yes." Xing Buhua didn't deny it. Hua Rui looked at Xing Buhua in surprise. She blinked her eyes and looked disappointed and worried. "What's your attitude towards her?" "What do you think?" Xing Buhua said ambiguously. "I don't like her." "If you like her, you wouldn't have come out with me," Hua Rui guessed. "Yes." Xing Buhua didn't deny it. Hua Rui smiled and pursed her lips. She thought for a while and asked shyly, "What about me? Do you like me?" "I don't feel anything," Xing Buhua said. He pulled the corner of his mouth and smiled faintly. Hua Rui looked at him with her eyes wide open. "If you don't like me, why did you come out with me?" Xing Buhua glanced at her and said, "Because I don't feel anything for you. I hate her." Hua Rui was speechless. She was surrounded by many rich men, but none of them was as bad as Xing Buhua. He was full of naughtiness. However, she liked people like him and wanted to conquer him. He could make her heart beat faster with just one look. She believed that she could conquer him. Hello everyone. I'm Qin Tang Tang. You can follow me on WeChat. Chapter 672. President's Palace. Ian was working in the study when Hua Zixing knocked on the door and entered. Shen Ian looked up at her. "What's the matter?" "Hua Rui will be bringing her boyfriend over for dinner in a while," Hua Zixing said with a smile as she walked to Shen Ian's desk. "Hua Rui found a boyfriend?" Shen Ian was shocked as he closed his laptop. He had been too busy recently and did not pay attention to many things. Now was the time for the most crucial battle. "Yeah, you know him too. He's Xing Buhua," Hua Zixing said. "Xing Buhua?" Shen Ian was even more surprised. His face was exactly the same as Gu Lingqing's, and that was enough to make people worry. He said he was going after Baiya the day before yesterday. "Are you sure he's Hua Rui's boyfriend now?" Hua Zixing smiled. "This Xing Buhua is not an ordinary person. He appeared in Country M before, and I suspected that he was trying to get close to Hua Rui then. But he didn't get close to Hua Rui in the end, right? Baiya is a woman who can easily move a man's heart. She's mature, magnanimous, understanding, and easy to get along with. She has her own charisma. You saw it too. Once he said he was going after Baiya, something happened immediately. If he had a brain, he would know that Baiya is not someone to be trifled with. Hua Rui is not bad either. She's pretty, has a good figure, and has a lively and cute personality. Most importantly, she has a strong background and her sister is the president's wife of Country A. She's his best choice," Hua Zixing analyzed confidently. Shen Yan smiled. There were a bunch of men who looked at a woman's looks. This was the reality of society. However, there were also a bunch of men who looked at a woman's heart and nature. After interacting with Xing Buhua for a while, he felt that Xing Buhua was not a shallow man. "Don't be so optimistic. We can wait and see if Hua Rui has a partner." "It's not that I'm being optimistic. Look, isn't Xing Buhua willing to come? I think there's hope. Moreover, if Hua Rui marries Xing Buhua will be one of us, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will still be in our hands, right?" Hua Zixing suggested. "I hope so. Call me when he arrives," Shen Yan instructed. "All right," Hua Zixing replied. She thought that Shen Yan was going to work, but he got up and went to Lu Shuang's room. She felt really uncomfortable in her heart. She took a few deep breaths, but she still felt like there was a stone pressing down on her heart, making it hard for her to breathe. Nangongyu walked in. Shen Yan went to Lu Shuang's room, Hua Zixing complained. Now, she could only confide in Nangongyu to calm her down. "Xing Buhua will be here soon. It's a good thing that he's here. Even if you're intimate with Shen Yan, it's only natural. Once a woman gets jealous, it's easy for a man to get tired of her." Nangongyu reminded her. "Okay." Hua Zixing knew what to do. When Shen Yan entered the room, Lu Shuang was playing games. When she saw Shinian, she hurriedly switched off her computer and explained, "Well, I'm a little tired from reading, so I'm playing games to pass the time." Shinian smiled. It was already beyond his expectations that she would take the initiative to read books. He had grown up with her, so how could he not know what kind of person she was? "When Xing Buhua comes, you can try and look at him," Shinian ordered. "Don't worry. Even if I look at him, he won't like me," Lu Shuang said, knowing his own limitations. Why did Shinian feel that it didn't sound good? "Are you saying that I'm blind?" Shinian looked at her with drooping eyes. Lu Shuang squeezed her with his shoulder and said, "After all, I don't have good taste. We're a match made in heaven, so don't look down on each other." Shinian. Shinian crossed her arms and looked down at her. Displeased, she said, "Come on, tell me, what's it about me that you don't like?" "You." Lu Shuang counted with his fingers. "First, in terms of appearance, you're too feminine. You're prettier than a woman. That's wrong in itself. I need a lot of courage to stand with you." Shinian. "I'm just good looking. How am I feminine? Have you forgotten my bravery when you're comfortable?" Shinian knocked his head. "Second, you have a bad temper and a violent personality," Lu Shuang said immediately. He stared at her without any emotion in his eyes. He stopped and waited for her to continue. Lu Shuang continued to count with his fingers. "Third, you're a remarried man." Shinian. "Fourth, your job is too dangerous. There's no freedom and too many messy things. If you're not careful, you'll be finished. Even if you're not finished, there's so much work. It's not easy at all. I don't feel particularly happy," Lu Shuang said bluntly. "Don't you feel honored to be the president's wife?" Shinian asked. "Ouch." Lu Shuang gave him a look of disdain. "Well, everyone has their own ambitions. Some people think that pork is delicious, while others hate eating pork. For me, I want to find a 9-to-5 job, meet up with my friends every day, sing songs, eat meals, and play games. That's my life goal." Shinian's eyes turned cold. She was unhappy and her face turned a little pale. "Then I'm really a burden to you." He was angry and turned around. Lu Shuang hugged him from behind and poked his head out. "Actually, you have one good point that can offset everything else." Shinian looked at him and said sarcastically, "Oh, I have another good point." Lu Shuang smiled and ran from behind to in front of him. She hugged the back of his neck. "I have to correct you. For me, there are 2 good points about you that are better." Shinian looked at her sneaky look, and his eyes were full of slyness. He liked this side of her. No matter how angry he was, it disappeared. He put his hand on her waist and said, "I'd like to hear more." "Haha, your genes are good. For the sake of our country's next generation, I have to stay by your side, enjoy the rain and dew, and grow strong and healthy." Lu Shuang seemed to be serious. He was pleased by her words and smiled. "What else?" "My future wife is good. For the sake of your future wife, even if you get 0 points, I will add 100 points for you," Lu Shuang said proudly. Shinian bit her lips lightly. "You're so good at talking. Don't change the topic. Remember, don't look blindly, or I will really get jealous." Inexplicably, Lu Shuang felt a sweet feeling flowing in his heart. He nodded. "Got it. Look at me, how generous. You can look at girls all you want. I don't care." Chapter 673. Lu Shuang hugged her shoulders and said domineeringly, "Don't misunderstand, I don't care. It's not because I don't care about you, it's because I trust you. You know, this is a big plus for me." Shinian sighed and carried her up by the waist. She placed her on the bed and looked at her with a burning gaze. "I'm just scared because you ran away." Lu Shuang chuckled. "Didn't you come back in the end?" "Yeah." Shinian looked at her lips and kissed her slowly. There was a knock on the door. Shinian frowned and looked at the door. "What's the matter?" Hua Zixing did not come in. She stood at the door and said, "Yan Xingbuhua and Hua Rui are downstairs now. Dinner will be ready in 10 minutes." "Got it. I'll be there in a while," Shinian said in a low voice. "I'm going to disguise myself as your assistant. Otherwise, Xingbuhua will be suspicious. I have to get up now." Lu Shuang rolled off the bed and did not give Shen Yan a chance to linger. He had too many things to deal with recently, and did not have the mood to do that. He stood up from the bed and returned to his room. He tidied his hair and clothes and came out of the room. Xing Buhua and Hua Rui were already downstairs. Hua Rui held Hua Zixing's hand and said to her in a coquettish manner in front of Xing Buhua, "Sis, he's here. Don't bully him, or my boyfriend will fly away." Hua Zixing smiled gently. "How could I bully him? I can't wait to protect him. You're like a wild horse. No one can tame you. It's good to let him control you." "Of course not. The human world is very obedient." "Sister, you're making me look bad." Hua Rui pouted and said coquettishly. Hua Zixing looked at Xing Buhua. Previously, she had thought that he looked like Gu Lingqing, but now that she was looking at him from such a close distance, he looked exactly the same. The creator was truly amazing. "If I didn't know you, I would have thought that you were Gu Lingqing's twin brother." Even his mother, Song Shiyu, couldn't tell. Logically speaking, Gu Lingqing and I should be considered relatives. However, we're too far apart from each other. Xing Buhua lowered his voice and said in a hoarse voice. "How is that possible? You're the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and you're in charge of our country's intelligence work. Gu Lingqing is the head of the Special Forces, a general. But in terms of work, you're about the same. It's hard to say who's better," Hua Zixing praised. Xing Buhua forced a smile. "It's a pity that I haven't had a good chat with him." "Haven't had a good chat with anyone?" Shen Yan asked as she walked down the stairs. Lu Shuang was wearing an old-fashioned suit and following behind Shen Yan. He didn't wear any makeup and wore black-rimmed glasses, looking very low-key. At first glance, he really did look like an assistant. Xing Buhua looked at Shen Yan. "Just a casual chat. You're going to Country B tomorrow, right?" Shen Yan asked. Before Xing Buhua could speak, Hua Zixing interrupted. "You don't talk about work the moment Xing Buhua comes. It's almost time for dinner. It's not good to starve." She casually held on to Shen Yan's arm, glancing at Lu Shuang from the corner of her eye. Lu Shuang looked at Xing Buhua, then at Hua Rui. He was deep in thought and didn't even look at Hua Zixing and Shen Yan. She really didn't expect Xing Buhua to have an affair with Hua Zixing's sister. She had originally wanted to matchmake him with Baiya, but it seemed like there was no need for that anymore. "It's all right, I've already eaten," Xing Buhua said. Hua Rui was slightly stunned. "You've already eaten?" "I ate outside, I'll go back after eating," Xing Buhua said indifferently. "You're eating so early?" Hua Rui was surprised and a little annoyed. "It's all right, we can eat more after eating, just treat it as supper. I invited you too late, I'm sorry." Hua Zixing continued and took the initiative to admit her mistake, making others feel that she was a good person and not making others feel awkward. Lu Shuang learned that this was the skill of language, to make others feel comfortable. Xing Buhua couldn't refuse anymore. "Then I'll have to trouble you, Mrs. President." "It's no trouble at all, isn't it great?" Hua Zixing joked casually and looked at Nan Gongyu. "Shall you ask the kitchen to prepare dinner?" Xing Buhua looked at Nan Gongyu, a deep look flashing in his eyes. Nan Gongyu nodded respectfully and walked to the kitchen. Xing Buhua then looked at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang met his gaze and quickly looked down. "What's wrong? Do I look repulsive?" Xing Buhua felt that her behavior was strange and asked Lu Shuang with a smile. Everyone looked at Lu Shuang, including Shen Yan. The scene is too beautiful, I don't dare to look at it," Lu Shuang explained. Xing Buhua smiled. His facial features were beautiful to begin with, and when he smiled, he was even more charming. "You're good with words." Lu Shuang felt Shen Yan's displeased gaze and felt a chill down his spine. "Stop praising me. If you continue, I'll be in trouble." Xing Buhua smiled brightly. "Why? She couldn't say that Shen Yan would be jealous, could she?" She said casually. "You're blinding my titanium eyes." "Uft." Xing Buhua burst into laughter. He knew that Lu Shuang and Baiya were very, very good friends. However, the two of them had completely different personalities. It was hard to imagine that they could be such good friends. Hua Zixing's face darkened. She wanted to learn from Lu Shuang's humor. When she told a joke, no one laughed. When Lu Shuang spoke seriously, those men laughed. Shen Yan's expression darkened as well. Let's eat first. He removed Hua Zixing's hand without batting an eyelid and walked in front with a cold expression. Lu Shuang saw that Shen Yan's expression was not good and knew that things were not going well. After sitting down, Shen Yan held his hand and squeezed it hard. Feeling the pain, Lu Shuang pulled her hand out, but he held it tightly again. With a strange expression, he asked Xing Buhua, I heard from Zidan that you're dating Lil Rui? Brother-in-law, I'm not dating. I'm just trying. Hua Rui corrected him shyly. It's good to try. They might not be suitable. Hua Rui is the most beautiful woman in country M. Shen Yan said. Most beautiful woman? Lu Shuang glanced at Hua Rui. She felt that Baiye was much prettier than her. Not only were Baiye's facial features better, but Baiye's temperament was definitely better than this little princess's. No way, the most beautiful woman is my sister, okay? Hua Rui stuck out her tongue and said. Lu Shuang was very calm. She felt that God was fair to everyone. If you give a little more here, you'll take back a little somewhere else. Hua Zixing was beautiful, but she was sick. She would rather look ordinary, be healthy and eat well. Moreover, she was much better than ordinary. Thinking about it this way, she felt very balanced. Lu Shuang, what do you think? Hua Rui asked Lu Shuang on purpose. You're beautiful. Whatever you say. Lu Shuang said perfunctorily. Then do you think my sister isn't beautiful? Hua Rui deliberately found fault with him. Lu Shuang couldn't be bothered with them. They're both beautiful. Whatever you say. Hua Rui. Chapter 674. Hua Zixing was upset too. She was hugging Shen Yan, but Lu Shuang didn't react at all. It was as if he didn't see it at all. Shen Yan, on the other hand, did not realize it, but she did. He was jealous just now. The development of the situation was far from what she had expected. Nangong Yu came out of the kitchen. The chef had made a lot of delicious food. Lu Shuang noticed that Hua Rui wasn't against her anymore. She was hungry and craned her neck to see what was being served. Shen Yan looked at her, his eyes full of affection, and the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Hua Zixing clenched her fists and changed the topic. Hua Rui said, It's New Year the day after tomorrow. Are you going back to country M, or spending the New Year with us? Hua Rui said sweetly, I still don't know what New Year in country A is like. Besides, there's no sister at home. It's boring. All right, you'll be spending the New Year with us this year. I'll send you back to country M. It's time for me to visit my parents. I haven't been back since last year. Hua Zixing looked at Shen Yan and said in front of Lu Shuang, Yan, what date are we coming back after New Year? Yeah, we'll go back when we're done with our business overseas. Shen Yan said indifferently. Sister and brother-in-law are so loving. I'm so envious. I'll be satisfied if my future husband is half as good as brother-in-law. Hua Rui glanced at Lu Shuang when she said this. Lu Shuang looked at Hua Rui too. Hua Rui should know about her relationship with Shen Yan. Loving? These two sisters were so good at acting. Were they purposely acting for Xing Buhua? What was their motive? Did they want Xing Buhua to be half as good as Shen Yan? She couldn't understand it, but she didn't want to think about it. She would just eat in peace. Seeing that Lu Shuang still didn't respond, Hua Rui continued. Sister, when will you and brother-in-law have children? Hua Rui, stop fooling around. Hua Zixing chided softly. It's not that I'm making a fuss, but you've been married for so long. Mom and Dad will definitely rush you. Hua Rui said. That's true. Shen Yan nodded thoughtfully. Why don't I not pay them a visit this time? I'm quite afraid that they'll rush me. Ian, this glutinous rice ball is your favorite. You don't like sweet things, so I asked the kitchen to add meat stuffing, bright red, cheese, diced chicken and crab roe. Have a taste. Do you like it? Hua Zixing picked it up for Shen Yan. It was a glutinous rice ball. Lu Shuang liked what Hua Zixing said. He wanted to eat it too, so he picked up a glutinous rice ball and took a bite. Wahahaha, it was indeed delicious. One day, she would ask Baiye to come over and let Baiye have a taste too. Xing Buhua looked at Lu Shuang. She was eating happily, without a care in the world. His lips curled up slightly. No wonder Shen Yan liked her. She was such a mysterious person that people couldn't help but want to know more about her. After knowing more about her, one would realize that she was like a bottomless pit that people couldn't help but want to explore further. Lu Shuang noticed Xing Buhua's gaze on her and looked at him. He really had the same face as Gu Lingqing, but different temperaments. She had eaten with Gu Lingqing before. He was as cold as ice and sacred. One look from him could make people not dare to be presumptuous. He didn't have it on him. There's a lot more over there, you can eat it yourself. Lu Shuang looked at the plate. Xing Buhua chuckled. Let me have a taste. He picked up a glutinous rice ball too. Shen Yian's face turned livid. Perhaps who wouldn't look? She was even talking to him now. She put her hands on the table and he couldn't hold them, so he stepped on her foot. Lu Shuang felt the pain and looked at Shen Yian. Assistant Lu, pour me a glass of wine, Shen Yian said coldly. Lu Shuang furrowed her brows. Why did he have to step on her foot? In front of outsiders, she couldn't show her anger. She stood up, took the red wine bottle and poured it for Shen Yian. Pour me some too, Xing Buhua said. Shen Yian took the red wine bottle from Lu Shuang's hand. You're driving, so don't drink, okay? Xing Buhua smiled as if he knew what she meant. Shen Yian was the youngest president in the history of a land. But he was better at strategy and shrewdness than his father. It was said that he was a strategist and invincible. He knew that Shen Yian's only weakness was Lu Shuang. It's okay to drink a little, Xing Buhua said. Shen Yian poured him a glass of red wine. You've worked hard this time. You can't even have a good new year. It's my job. New Year is just a formality. Every day is New Year when I'm with my family. Lu Shuang's heart was a little wet when he heard that. She had no parents anymore. She looked at Shen Yian. He had no parents either. Her heart softened. She put down her left hand and hooked his little finger with hers under the table. Shen Yian held her hand at once. His palm was warm, which made her feel very warm. She lowered her head, pursed her lips and smiled. Shen Yian looked at her and slightly raised the corner of his mouth, sweeping away the haze just now. Lu Shuang listened to them chatting casually, from the new year to political figures, to investment, and to people's livelihood. She didn't say a word and just ate quietly. Soon she was full. It was too boring to talk about their topic, so she picked up a piece of fish, mashed it, and looked for bones. Shen Yian held her hand and said to her, Assistant Lu, I suddenly thought of something. Go to my study and print out what I asked you to print this afternoon. I want it in 2 hours. Lu Shuang paused. Shen Yian didn't ask her to print anything at all. He nodded and looked in the direction of her room. She understood that he could see that she was bored, and wanted to find a reason for her to rest. Okay, I'll do it now. Lu Shuang quickly got up from her seat and ran upstairs. Xing Buhua put down his chopsticks and said, I'm full too. The president has to work, so I won't disturb you too much tonight. Okay, contact me immediately if you have any problems in Country B. I'll be your strong support, Shen Yian said. Xing Buhua nodded. Hua Rui stood up immediately. No Hua, let's go watch a movie together. I heard that Strike of the Jedi is a good movie. No, I have a lot of things to do tomorrow. I have to go back tonight too. Xing Buhua nodded and left. Hua Zixing was embarrassed. She had told Shen Yian that Xing Buhua was Hua Rui's boyfriend. She had done that because she knew that Shen Yian needed talents and wanted to use Hua Rui to attract talents. On one hand, it would make Shen Yian happy, and on the other hand, it would highlight the importance of the Hua family. Unexpectedly, Xing Buhua had slapped her in the face. She looked at Xing Buhua and said, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. You're right. Shen Yian patted Hua Zixing's shoulder and said, There's no hurry, I'll go back to my study to work. Okay. Hua Zixing nodded gently and saw that Shen Yian didn't enter the study, but Lu Shuang's room. Chapter 675. Shen Yian pushed the door open. Lu Shuang was lying comfortably on the sofa and texting Baiya. Xiaobai, do you know who I saw? Xing Buhua. When she saw him come in, her eyes were sparkling with joy. She sat cross-legged on the sofa. Shen Yian, you're so smart. You used this method to let me go upstairs to rest first. But why are you here so soon? Don't you need to accompany Xing Buhua and the others? Xing Buhua has something to attend to. I'll take my leave first. He picked her up and placed her on the ground. Don't lie down immediately after eating. It will cause your stomach acid to flow back, which is not good for your body. You can go out for a walk. Lu Shuang shuddered. It's cold outside. I don't feel like going out. I'll just take a walk in the room. Shen Yan smiled helplessly and pinched her nose. You're just lazy. It hurts. Lu Shuang said sullenly and pushed his hand away. Don't touch me in the future. I don't like it. We are gentlemen. We use our words, not our fists. Hitting is flirting, scolding is love, have you forgotten? Shen Yan held her waist and looked at her with a burning gaze. Since you don't want to exercise outside, let's exercise indoors. What do you think? Go away. Lu Shuang pushed him away. I'm too full now. I'm going to throw up if I exercise indoors. You're going to work. Aren't you very busy? Don't you want to? We haven't. Lu Shuang covered his mouth. It's not that long. It's just one day. I'm really full. Let's go, let's go. She pushed him out of the room and shut the door. Shen Yan. All right, he should also let her rest. Besides, these few days, there was something special. There were very important things to do. He turned around and went to the study. Hua Zixing heaved a sigh of relief when she saw Shen Yan leaving Lu Shuang's room. Nan Gongyu stood beside her and said softly, He's only been in there for 3 minutes. There's no time for him to do anything. Now is the time for us to be patient. Did you notice that Lu Shuang doesn't seem to be jealous at all? Hua Zixing said impatiently. Who said that? Didn't you see her clenched fists under the table? Hold it in, she won't be able to hold it in anymore. She'll definitely explode. What we need to do is wait and create an opportunity. Nan Gongyu said deliberately. Yes. Hua Zixing held Nan Gongyu's hand and said gently, I'm lucky to have you by my side. Otherwise, it would have been difficult for me to endure alone. Nan Gongyu smiled. No matter what happens, I will always be by your side. Well, thank you. Nan Gongyu caressed Hua Zixing's head. Her eyes filled with tenderness and affection. There's no need for thanks between us. Have you forgotten? My life was saved by you. Hua Zixing smiled sweetly. You saved my life. After Lu Shuang sent Shen Yan off, he unlocked his phone. Baiya texted him back. He went to the president's residence. Wow. Lu Shuang lay on the bed again, his right leg resting on his left knee. He swayed and dialed Baiya's number. Xiao Bai, you're so smart. How did you guess it? You spend almost all of your time at the president's residence. It's night time now. If you can see him, it's most likely that he's at the president's residence. Moreover, he does have a lot of things to discuss with Shen Yan. It's normal, Baiya analyzed. No. He's not here to discuss business. He's here with Huarui. I think they're going to be in a relationship, Lu Shuang reported. Baiya had heard Xing Buhua talk about this before. He said he wanted to pursue her, but something happened. Now that he was dating Huarui, it might not be a bad thing. It was better to change the subject. She had absolute trust in Xing Buhua. Yes. Initially, I thought that you and Xing Buhua are quite compatible. Now that he's dating Huarui, it's fine. He doesn't seem to have Gu Lingqing's infatuation and love. Gu Lingqing has been separated from you for so many years, but he only loves you. Lu Shuang sighed. Baiya lowered her eyes. She still felt a warmth in her heart when she heard the name Gu Lingqing from someone else's mouth. In this life, I'll only live for him. Other than him, I won't fall in love with anyone else. Even Xing Buhua, who looks exactly like Gu Lingqing. Lu Shuang asked tentatively. I love him not because of his looks, but because of his personality, his character, and his sincere and passionate heart, Baiya said softly. She outlined the image of Gu Lingqing in her mind, and the corners of her lips curled up slightly. Lu Shuang's heart ached for her. Then, are you prepared to spend the rest of your life alone? Gu Lingqing was still alive. She couldn't tell him about this. Even if the other party was Lu Shuang, if Lu Shuang knew about it, Gu Lingqing would be in great danger. And Lu Shuang would be in even greater danger. Except for him. I won't fall in love with anyone else. Shuang Niu, I'm a little tired. Is there anything else? Baya asked softly. No. Rest well. Pregnant women shouldn't be too tired. Have you passed your 3rd month? Lu Shuang asked with concern. Yes, I've just passed my 3rd month. That's good. Remember to eat more. You're already thin. Now you're not the only one who needs to eat. The child has to eat too. At least, you have to supplement your calcium, Lu Shuang instructed. Actually, Baya was an obstetrician herself. She understood, but she couldn't help but want to say a few more words. All right, I'll hang up first. Rest early too. Call me if there's anything, Baya said softly. She hung up the phone and lay on the bed. Too many things had happened today. She felt very tired. She didn't even mark the papers and closed her eyes. Her heart was still heavy. It was a little sour, a little bitter, and a little embarrassed. She felt that she was the only one in the room. It was a feeling of loneliness, loss, and boredom. Unknowingly, she fell asleep. In the morning, she was woken up by her phone ringing. It was Leng Shuang's caller ID. She guessed that it was about Sheng Dongcheng. She sat up from the bed and picked up the call. Madam, Sheng Dongcheng is dead. He was assassinated in the apartment yesterday. He died a horrible death. His face was badly mutilated by a knife. Moreover, the strange thing is that the surveillance camera in the house didn't capture anything. It was as if it was done by a ghost, Leng Shuang said in shock. Yeah, Baya replied calmly. Because she already knew it, her emotions didn't fluctuate much. Did Madam do it? Leng Shuang asked tentatively. No, don't make wild guesses. Sheng Dongcheng being alive will only be bad for us. He's dead. The person who killed him will be getting rid of the evil, Baya said simply. Does Madam know who killed him? Leng Shuang asked curiously. Chapter 676. Do you think that your chief is the kind of person who would use lynching and assassination to achieve his goals? Baya asked with a smile. She knew Gu Lingqing too well. If he would do that, I'm afraid that he would have been the president long ago. It's not that he doesn't know how to do it, nor is it that he doesn't have the ability. He just disdains it, Baya said with certainty. I'm sorry. Leng Shuang also realized that he said the wrong thing. When I saw the chief at your house last time, I felt that he was different from before. I was a little worried and thought too much. You don't have to apologize. On the contrary, I want to thank you. Besides me, Gu Lingqing also has a group of good brothers who treat each other with sincerity. This is what I admire the most about him, Baya said emotionally. We will definitely follow the chief's lead and will never betray him, Leng Shuang said with high morale. After that his tone softened. Then madam, you should rest. I won't disturb you anymore. Let's talk again if there's anything else. Okay. Baya just hung up the call with Leng Shuang and her phone rang again. She saw that it was Shen Yan's call. She got off the bed and walked to the window. Looking at the bleak winter outside, she answered the phone and said in a low voice, What's wrong? Baya, Sheng Dongqing is dead, Shen Yan said. Shen Yan's tone was very calm, but Baya's tone was even calmer. Seeing through, not saying it out, was a kind of rule in life. I know. Leng Shuang called me just now, Baya said. This case is very strange. The police have already sent Leng Qiuzuan to investigate. Leng Qiuzuan hopes that you can go with him. I want to know what you think, Shen Yan said kindly. Baya raised the corner of her mouth as if something was there. Is there anyone else besides you? Yes, Director Zhao of the police station. Give him the phone. I'll talk to him, Baya said in a low voice. Shen Yan pressed the speaker button and handed the phone to Director Zhao. After Chief Zhao received the call, he said, Hello Baya, this is Zhao Donglei. The president has told you the general situation. We hope that you can assist the police. Did you know that Sheng Dongcheng and I didn't get along? Don't you think it's inappropriate for me to investigate Sheng Dongcheng's case? Baya directly rejected. That's true. Sheng Dongcheng suspected that you pulled him down from the position of the finance minister. But after all, you wronged him. Why did you kill him? I don't think you're a murderer. You can help with the investigation. Director Zhao tried to persuade him. Baya chuckled. Thank you for your help, but I still refuse. Why? You've agreed to every case before. Director Zhao asked with puzzlement. If you want to talk about the root cause, I think it's because I don't like him. So I don't want to help him investigate the real murderer, Baya said directly. What if we ask you to investigate? Director Zhao did not give up. Baya said seriously. I'm not a police officer, and I'm not employed by you. So I don't have this obligation. I'm sorry. If there's nothing else, please return the phone to the president. Director Zhao helplessly handed the phone to Shen Yan. Hello, I'm Shen Yan. I was pressing the speaker button just now. I heard what you said. I respect your decision, Shen Yan said in a businesslike manner. Okay, Baya answered and hung up. She studied psychology mainly to treat herself and her mother. Occasionally she studied criminal psychology. She was not very interested in criminals and the process of committing crimes. So no matter how clever the criminal's modus operandi was, she did not feel excited, nor did she want to know. Unlike Leng Qiuzuan, whose career and interests were all on solving crimes. She put the phone on the bedside table and went to the bathroom to brush her teeth. When she came out, the phone rang again. It was an unfamiliar caller ID. She guessed that it was either Xing Buhua or Su Jieran. So she answered the phone. You already know about Sheng Dongqing's death, right? Now all the evidence points to Su Zheng. Is it Zhu Chuanyi who did it? Xing Buhua guessed. No. If you want to talk about the real murderer behind the scenes, it should be Shen Yan. But he just used a borrowed knife to kill. He didn't need to do it himself. He just needed to seize the opportunity, Baya explained. Shen Yan. Xing Buhua hadn't expected that. It seems that he doesn't need Sheng Dongqing's help anymore. Sheng Dongqing knows too much. For Shen Yan, there are more disadvantages than advantages to living. So, Shen Yan is just waiting for the right time to stir up hatred. In addition, Sheng Dongqing has made too many enemies. Naturally, someone will take his life. And Shen Yan can be cleared of this case. Baya analyzed to Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua sneered. The little wolf cub can be independent now. The first thing he does is to kill the fox who used to help him. He doesn't need the fox to dominate anymore. Why should he let the fox become his hidden danger? His mentality and strategy are much better than his father's. Xing Buhua sneered. Much less. Even a ruler is not simple. On the path of politics, it's either you die or I die. Those who can walk to the end are all extremely shrewd. Perhaps it's survival of the fittest. Only those with high IQ and EQ can lead the country to prosperity. As long as he is diligent and loves the people, he can get rid of a few rats. *T is not a bad idea. Baya expressed her opinion. Yeah, Sheng Dongqing deserved it. He was too flamboyant before, and now he's dead. By the way, will Shen Yan ask you to investigate the case? Xing Buhua asked worriedly. I'm going to Country B with you tomorrow. Firstly, I don't have time. Secondly, I don't care about what happened to Sheng Dongqing. Thirdly, I don't want to help him find the real murderer, so I rejected him directly. Have you received the letter from Country B? Not yet. Regardless of whether Country B sent me a letter or not, I'm definitely going to Country B tomorrow. I've already asked someone to pretend to be me. I'll do the special makeup for that person this afternoon. I'll wait until 3 in the afternoon. If Country B doesn't contact me, I'll contact Country B myself, Xing Buhua said. Yeah. Let's do that. Are you coming over for fish soup tonight? Xing Buhua smiled. I'll definitely come over to drink the fish soup you made. Do you want to see me today? It's New Year's Eve tomorrow, and you're overseas. I miss you very much. Leng Shuai and Aning miss you very much, Baya said softly. It's not suitable to see them now. Hold on a little longer. We'll be able to reunite as a family soon. After all, it's not easy to control my emotions. It'll be easy for those cunning foxes to see through me. Xing Buhua rejected. Baya thought about it and agreed. Although Song Shiyu was older than them, her personality was still simple. It was easy for her enemies to trick her. Moreover, there were too many people around. It was a critical moment now. They should be more cautious. Let's meet in the library then. I'll go out and prepare the fishing gear. Be careful, Baya reminded. You're tuning in to the Lee May's Sword of Destiny YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.